Check 1 2 1 2, bitch.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Shit.
It was all good.
It was just a week ago. We were laughing.
Oh,
joking.
Somebody did this.
Coronavirus.
Corona.
Yeah, this is episode 174 of the iLLogical Sense
174.
Podcast. This is your boy Busby.
Give me a hell yeah!
And over here it's your boy JC No.
And Martin.
What's up, guys?
Shit.
I'm not even in the mood for no what the fuck or nothing. Just what's up, guys, man?
Trying to stay alive.
Trying to stay alive.
How y'all doing?
Like, we joked last time that we're quarantined in this room, and now we really quarantined in this room.
I mean, the jokes got fly, but they just hit close to home now.
A little too close to home now.
Yeah.
Everything was funny. Let's put it this way, people. I got suspended on Twitter on Tuesday for the whole week, and I was like, oh, fuck it. And in 7 days, everything just went.
And I've been waiting,
baby.
Yeah.
Though, how they say on Twitter, the Rona.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you know how it goes. The illogical sense always puts things in
in
motion.
the universe, yeah.
Busby actually kicked it off. He got suspended, and then everything just went downhill from there.
It was literally for the most littlest shit. It was something wrestling related too, because something happened last week on Raw when Edge literally murdered Matt Hardy with a steel chair and shit like that in the head. No, it was MVP. So
Not literally, figuratively.
Figuratively.
yeah.
Let's be clear
You
about
gotta
that.
make that very clear
Yeah.
these times and days.
Yeah, figuratively, with a steel chair and shit like that. And then I was just joking with somebody like, damn, that's messed up. And someone said something about how Randy Orton's going to mess up Edge's family or some shit. And I was like, well, all that needs to happen now is that Randy Orton needs to push Shane McMahon over a cliff and the cipher will be complete. Because Shane McMahon, you know, jokingly, he always dies for our sins in wrestling terms. Like, always jumping off shit and all
Every
that.
pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's someone always does some crazy ass shit to Shane McMahon. So I just said this shit. And I guess Twitter took offense to that. And I posted the podcast for last week. And then all of a sudden, like at 9:50, that's exactly the time, at 9:50 or 10:50, one of those 50s, it said, yeah, you got to delete that. And not only that, you're gone for 6 days, for a whole week. And I'm like, what? All right.
What kind of shit is that?
Hey, man, if YG and Nip get censored, I mean, what do you think's
But
gonna happen?
and I've been very careful with the shit I
Shit.
say and everything. So it's just like, maybe Shane McMahon saw it and got offended. I don't know.
You just got to keep names out of it.
I guess, yeah.
Seriously.
Should have said Shane O'Mac and they probably would have got it. But whatever. So
Spell
I
it
was just
differently.
yeah,
Like-
probably all
Like, that's like
the name.
there's few tricks to the trade. You can always do what officially ICE does when he puts redacted
Yeah.
and then goes on with it. And then you could also use nicknames, or you could just be like, or you know who has to pay for our sins and go off a cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Say yeah. So
I know what you mean. It's stupid.
yeah, no,
It's,
or just censor, or just put the little asterisks in front of the
Yeah,
name.
it's
I've been
illogical,
doing that.
you know,
Yes, but this is the illogical sense.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right, whatever. And then after that, because we were kind of just saying everything was just going crazy. Like, y'all niggas going crazy buying all this goddamn toilet paper. And you guys still are going crazy over this goddamn toilet paper.
Doing way too much.
The most.
Way too much.
But shit got spooky. In less than 7 days, shit got very spooky.
Shit. What
Shit
are you talking
is
about?
spooky.
The next day.
Literally the next day. NBA.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, it was the soccer.
It was when we left the podcast last week, Italy had shut down the soccer league. We're like, all right, well, that's in Europe, so what are we tripping about? Like, they going overboard, they trying to, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
And then the NCAA, with March Madness approaching, was saying, well, we gonna play, but ain't nobody gonna be allowed to the arena. So it's like, damn, y'all kind of going out of control with this shit. Like, it's, well, okay, I guess, what you gotta do. The NBA then came out and was like, we may just finish the season without anybody in the arena. It's like, damn, y'all too? And then all hell broke loose.
Shit.
I was taking a nap when JC was giving me the updates.
Because literally seconds before the Utah Jazz and Oklahoma City Thunder tip-off, everybody just started walking off the court. And it was like, what the fuck is going on? Well, they went and tested players, and not one but two players from that game ended up testing positive for the coronavirus. Mm-hmm. One of them ended up being Rudy Gobert, who just days earlier made the unwisest decision to play it off. I mean, having a joke about it wasn't unwise. We've all been joking about it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It was just the actions that followed the joke and
or that went with the joke.
The lightheartedness, which was, I'm going to touch everything in vicinity
even
of
though they told us not to do that no more.
Yeah.
Touch the microphones, touch the cell phones, touch the fucking desk,
right.
touch
just
all
don't
the
touch
shit.
people's stuff.
Touch players.
Everything.
No, that didn't sound right.
I mean,
no, it's true.
I know, but touch
still, you know what I mean? Like, I get what you're saying, but still, I mean, you just weren't supposed to be touching all kinds of shit like that. And he went out and just did like it was no big deal and shit. Like, oh, no one told me that I didn't have to do this.
Right, and then reports came out that in the locker room he was touching teammates' stuff. And yeah, so he was off the court. Chris Paul apparently walked over to the Jazz bench and was like, what's going on with Rudy? And immediately right when he said that, a ref came out and told him, you got to get to your bench right away. You can't just go. And he said it in a way where they were like, what the fuck? So they all split up and everybody in that building had been exposed to
the Rona. We're gonna call it the Rona.
Yeah, the Rona.
Yeah.
The Royal Rona.
The Royal Rona.
The Royal Rona.
Yeah. So then after that, it was like a ripple effect, and then pretty much in a matter of an hour, that's when what's it called? What's his name? Who's the commissioner?
Adam Silver.
Adam Silver made the announcement that the NBA is hereby suspended until further notice. What? They said everyone gonna finish off their games, but after today, everything's suspended. And then after that, it was like a fucking domino effect. Everything got canceled. The fucking March Madness, gone. Who else? XFL, gone. Who else? Everything.
Well, just March Madness, just that's
what I said, gone.
Well, you gotta be more specific. Gone. It ain't even suspended. They canceled everything. So the NBA is suspended.
Yeah. NBA suspended.
NCAA they canceled.
Canceled.
And it's not even just March Madness. They canceled all winter and spring activities.
Men and women.
Yeah, like it's done. There's no more athletics in the NCAA, which was kind of irony because they were complaining now we're gonna lose billions of dollars, and it's like like when you hold out from giving it to the players. How does it feel? And in this instance, it's kind of deserved because you aren't putting on a performance. So how you gonna get paid for it? Yeah. So that ain't gonna change nothing.
So that went pretty much everything closed up. Movies are getting pushed back. Fast and the Furious 9 that was supposed to come out in June. They pushed that to April of next year. We said last week that the James Bond movie got pushed to November. But not only that, fucking all the movies that were supposed to come out this month that got delayed and pushed back. Everything got pushed the fuck back, delayed. Concerts are like pretty much tours are postponed or canceled. Everything gets pushed back except for WWE. As of right now, as we are talking, the CDC already announced that everything that pretty much all like type of big businesses, like if you have an event that holds like thousands of people, it's a wrap for that. Like anything above 50 people, nah, we can't have that shit. And Vince McMahon has not announced that WrestleMania is canceled. So last Friday, SmackDown had their very first empty arena. Well, it wasn't really empty. It was in the Performance Center. And all the wrestlers, and they had no fans in there. And they have not announced as of right now, they have not announced WrestleMania is canceled in Tampa Bay. I mean, it's not going to probably get canceled. They're probably just going to move it to the Performance Center.
Yeah, but it's at this point, it's not going to be in Tampa Bay.
Can't be.
Yeah. Back in the NBA, so Rudy Gobert was the first one tested positive, and then the next morning, Donovan Mitchell was tested positive, who of course is his teammate, which then meant that they had to go figure out and get all the teams that the Jazz had played in the last week or so quarantined because of direct contact. There was one ref that was supposed to be in the Kings-Pelicans game. He had reffed a Jazz game, so they had to postpone that game immediately. Which the funny part in that was there were reports that Ingram and Lonzo, they weren't even coming out regardless. Before that news even came out that the ref was involved, they weren't coming out to the court regardless. They were like, fuck that, we staying in.
Wow.
So, so they stayed in. And then as a result of that, you went back to all the footage. There was an altercation between Gobert and another player, I think from the Raptors, where it got physical. So that took place. And then you have Christian Wood, who's from the Detroit Pistons. I think he ended up playing against the Jazz, and he was the third that we've known of as of today that has the coronavirus. And he actually played in a game with the coronavirus.
Yep.
XFL
He put up 32 points.
Hey, it's flu game. The Rona game.
The Rona.
The Rona game.
It's like the Rooney rule, like the Rona rule.
It's the Rona. Macaroni. And then XFL player got tested positive for the shit.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah.
Baseball's pushed back. They're
till May.
Yeah, till May. The one lone sport that is staying intact said, "Nah, we starting right on time."
NFL, baby.
And I've been waiting, baby.
And boy, have we needed the NFL these last 48 hours.
Roger Goodell said, "I don't know what y'all niggas doing. We gonna start this league in August." Or
No,
September.
the league has officially...
Game.
The games, yeah.
The games.
But the season has officially started as of today because this always starts with free agency. Yesterday, which was Sunday, they agreed on the new collective bargaining deal, which is where we're going to start.
Yeah, let's start there, people.
Because I want to clear this out before I start talking to the people about what the fuck's been going on in these stores.
Yeah.
Let me get to this first.
Yeah.
So this new CBA deal that they had the players sign, it of course gets them some more money. It of course actually gets them, they're no longer going to be suspended for testing positive for marijuana.
Give me a hell yeah.
Today's 316 day, by the way.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So
Give me a hell yeah.
that's decent.
Yeah, it's cool.
But it's what they had to give up to just get what I feel and consider is just the bare minimum. So for this upcoming 2020 season, 2 additional teams are going to be added to the playoffs. So 1 team per conference. Starting next season in 2021 is going to be a 17-game season, which I'm not sure if the restrictions for certain players is at cap at 16 still.
Oh,
I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah.
I didn't read the CBA in its entirety for that part.
Right.
So I was like, all right, well, player safety isn't a factor in this. Okay. And then you start reading up on it. It's like, well, why didn't they just demand that they just not get tested for marijuana to begin with? And I was like, wait a minute, on top of that, why did they agree to... Okay. Because then a lot of players ended up coming out saying that they didn't even compare this current, now signed CBA to the previous CBA until after they already made the vote. And by the time they made the vote, it was already too late. You can't renege on your vote.
What you get, you stupid niggas? I mean, Eric Reed tried to warn y'all. He got bullet points for everything.
Yeah, he had his lawyers look over the fucking CBA.
Aaron Rodgers sent an email to his players about what was going on. No one replied back. They all the players were saying, "I'm not signing this shit," and the players just went.
The Pouncey brothers were definitely against the shit.
Yeah, Pouncey brothers have saved up their Madden money, and they were going to use it as a relief fund for players.
They were ready. Some of these players were ready for a lockout, but niggas were like, "We got bills, B." So they're like, okay."
I mean, I understand too. This is the one sport where it exceeds. What's the highest in the NHL and Major League Baseball? The amount of players on the team, an active roster. I should say.
On the active roster,
baseball's what, 27?
It's something like that.
Something like that.
And then hockey's what?
Because there's like a lot of fucking pitchers.
Yeah.
Hockey is around like fucking
30.
It's close to it. I want to say.
So it's in the high 20s.
Yeah.
NFL's like 53.
Yeah,
right?
NFL's 50. Like, I get it. There's a lot of mouths that have to be fed at that point. It's just if you just only knew that you have all the leverage in the world as an NFL player, the owners don't have it
at all.
Like you guys definitely outnumber the owners and the GMs and all them and shit. Like, it's not even close.
And the thing is it's like Busby was saying earlier, the season don't start until September. There's time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? okay, that's nice, but
and they had like one more year
want-
left. And they had one more year left of this current contract that they have, and they could have negotiated more. But they just says get the shit over with. So I'm like, how long is this new deal? Like another 10 years?
And that's the thing that has me upset on their behalf. This deal is for 10 years, and reportedly there's no opt-out clause. So it's an entire 10-year deal. And there was really no reason to rush on the player's side, but there was a reason to rush on the owner's side. They got to start closing in on the new TV deals. If I'm a player, I'm like, well, you're in more of a red zone than I am.
Yeah, seriously.
So I'm gonna make you sweat it out then, until I get what I want.
But this is the illogical sense, JC. They don't got the ill logic like we do.
It's just unfortunate.
Sad.
Like it's really unfortunate considering what the wear and tear they put on their bodies.
Right.
How do they vote? They vote online or something, or they mail it to them? Or
I'm not sure.
They said it wasn't even close. The vote.
No, it was really close.
Yeah,
actually, yeah,
it was a real close vote.
Wow. So
it was damn near 50-50.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it was literally off by like 60 votes total.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, like it was really fucking close.
Ain't that bitch?
This is wild. But there is football.
Yep.
And boy, did it start off with a bang today.
And I've been waiting, baby.
Good.
Maybe a round of applause for this league, because this league literally is saving anything sports viewership, ESPN in particular.
Yeah.
Like literally.
It's actually something to watch on ESPN.
Yeah.
Like it's wild. Like ESPN. I'll be honest with you, man. Since the shit got shut down and fucking canceled or suspended or however the fuck they want to word it, that shit's been boring, bro.
Oh, there's only one show that can function on ESPN because they're used to doing shows about nothing.
Oh, what's that?
The Dan Le Batard show.
Yeah,
it's the one show that can function because in the midst of championship series, they're having top 10 rankings for sandwiches.
Right.
Like, and they do that year round. It's not like an off-season thing. They will do that during a playoff series and have a whole segment. So
and
when all this
segment,
shit...
See?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, exactly. So when all this shit went down, I was like, oh... There's going to be some angry motherfuckers that got to turn to ESPN radio tomorrow.
Gotta make up the shit.
But shit, they're even under the effects now because they're pretty much doing their show remote.
Yeah.
So they're all separate from each other, and it was a funny ass show today, just because it's they're quirky and wacky as is. But it was them trying to make the show function, and people with their producers' calls were being dropped, because that's the one show where Dan, he has the mic on his producers and engineers too. It's not just him and Stugatz, like the whole show. So one producer's call would go fall through. Stugatz's phone would drop for a whole segment, so he couldn't talk, and he's the co-host. So it was just like that funny ass shit where it's like, just another Monday.
Yeah.
But in terms of football,
start with the Niners.
No, you can't start there because there's domino effects that lead into that. First, Dak Prescott got franchise tag.
Yeah.
This might well be the franchise tag situation. Derrick Henry got franchise tag. AJ Green got franchise tag. Dak Prescott, if I'm him, I'm not signing that. Especially if I just saw Ryan Tannehill get a 4-year, $118 million extension.
Round of applause for that man.
Salute to him and salute to his agent.
One thing I will say,
he beat the Patriots.
He
beat Lamar Jackson.
I mean, he's like the Chris Jericho.
He's won 2 playoff games.
He's like the Chris
Jericho.
He's like the Chris Jericho football, because Chris Jericho always talks about the night he beat The Rock and Stone Cold on the same night. That's what Ryan Tannehill did. In separate weeks, you beat Lamar Jackson and Tom Brady. Round of applause. You got yourself to get. You got yourself to bet.
I will give it to his agent. Because
definitely that.
Because we must remember, Ryan Tannehill may have been on the team that beat the Patriots and the Ravens. Ryan Tannehill was not the reason for them winning those games.
Sure. But I mean...
But the leverage... Again, this is what I'm talking about. Players and leverage. This is what happens when you can have some leverage and go in and say, hey, I just beat 2 playoff teams. One of them was Tom Brady and the other one was the MVP.
Beat him
not only that, but I mean, you know how quarterbacks, they get the win-loss record tied to them, basically. So it's like, it goes with them.
So that took place. So his deal, if I'm not mistaken, $62 million guaranteed.
Shish.
It averages out to like $29.5 million a year.
Sheesh.
Which means all he has to do is just complete this first year, and he'll have made around $91 or $92 million.
Damn.
Wow.
That's fucking nuts.
Damn. Even Chris Jones got franchise tagged.
Yeah.
D tackle from the Chiefs. He was the one that made all them plays against us in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then I woke up this morning to Kirk Cousins getting an extension in Minnesota, and I was like, damn, they'll give you anything if you beat the Saints.
Yeah, well, I would too.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he is a good quarterback. He really is.
Yeah, he really is.
I mean, he is, but you can do better.
Well, I mean, can you though? Like,
Yeah, you could go in the draft. You could go
you gotta
develop
get
somebody.
lucky though, man. You
Yeah.
really gotta get lucky. Like,
But you
seriously.
also got to get lucky with him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So what's the difference?
They only won.
I'd rather have him on a rookie deal.
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I woke up to that, and then I woke up, and then as I'm getting ready throughout the day, I start seeing some blockbuster shit, and I'm like, oh wait a minute, what the fuck is this? So David Johnson from the Cardinals gets traded to the Houston Texans. So I'm like, okay, I kind of saw that coming with Kendrick getting traded from Miami over that last year, and then Chef just drops the bomb, and he's like, it's who they traded for, and coming back to the Niner Empire. Seems like everybody wants to come to the NFC
As
West.
I always said, when one team wakes up in the NFC West, everybody wakes up.
And DeAndre Hopkins is now coming to the NFC West to the Arizona Cardinals.
What kind of shit is that?
And I just looked at my phone and said, holy shit.
I said the same shit. When I saw the update, I literally said, what the all right. I was like, all right. I was like, it was the coronavirus. What the fuck? Coronavirus. What the? All right.
Yeah, when I saw that trade, I was just like, this doesn't make sense.
Oh,
fuck.
Oh, no.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah, no,
For
I know
everybody
it
except
does.
the other three teams in the fucking
exactly.
division.
Yeah.
That's why I got that later reaction.
Fuck.
Because as far as I'm concerned, Kyler Murray, who we all saw,
Yeah.
he only gonna get better.
Yeah.
And as far
Scary
as
better.
I mean, he
they
might
have
hit that
two
sophomore slump, but
to me,
after
they already
that-
have two nice, solid number 2 options in Kirk, and I forget who the other wide receiver is.
Yeah,
they got
they're
two options
solid, bro.
there.
I honestly can't even.
Now
fucking
you're
remember
adding
right
a
now.
video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, Larry Fitzgerald's coming back for another year.
Oh yeah, that too.
And like I just said,
shit is
Kendrick, who I think ended up becoming a top 4 running back to end the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still there.
What kind of shit is that?
Fuck the fuck.
Damn.
See, you picked the perfect time to be a Niner fan again, huh?
Oh, I'm back.
So I'm back.
This is some bullshit.
Different year, same shit.
Told you we had that window, and it was like, okay, and all of a sudden everyone just wants to wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
We still the Kings though, but still, the fuck.
I'm just waiting for the Rams to acquire somebody defensively just to add to that fucking unit. That's like a big name and that's a factor. I'm just waiting for them to make a big ass. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, here we are.
Yeah.
The whole Titans.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
NFC West,
It's gonna
we're like the Titans of the whole fucking division, the whole league.
You know the Seahawks going to do something in May.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can
I mean,
do
you
like,
can smack your lips all you
That's why I
want, bro.
smack my lips,
Like-
because I know it's gonna happen. I was like, fuck them
Yeah,
niggas.
for real.
Fuck them niggas.
And the
Still.
crazy thing is, man, Austin Hooper got a big deal. I don't know the details of it, but he's the highest paid tight end.
George Kittle looked at that.
I was just gonna say,
George Kittle looked at Lynch like, you see that?
Yeah.
You see that?
this is exactly why George Kittle is waiting. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like he's waiting for all these other tight ends that need to get paid to get paid.
Like,
So
when
he's gonna be
he's
like,
all
okay,
looking at this like,
I
when
want more than that.
when this virus shit goes up and up, I want my money.
Give me what I want.
Shit.
Yeah. The McCourty twins, they're both going back to New England.
Yeah, that figures.
Now we get to the Niners. Martine, you seem to be the most upset
You're
about
the one
it.
the most upset.
Okay.
I told you just be
Yeah.
optimistic.
Yeah, no, here we go. Oh, Niners. Eric Armstead, 5-year deal, $85 million.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of years. It averages out to about 17.5.
How much guaranteed?
I don't even know.
They
I
didn't
don't
even
really
say.
care. That's not the point. The point is, like I've been saying over and over, this dude literally, he showed progress in 1 year. His contract year. That was it. Everything else, he had the previous 4 years, I believe he had a total of 9 sacks. A total of 9 sacks in 4 years. In the 5th year, he had 10. There's got to be a reason for that. Let's think about what happened. You already had DeForest Buckner.
Yeah.
And then you add Bosa and D Ford. If you don't fucking get through these fucking one-on-one blocks or these double teams with running backs and tight ends, you should not be on the field, period.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what he got. That's what he had to deal with the entire year. So we give him this money. And, you know, to an extent, I get it. You know, I understand it. Because, like, you know, he did put up 10 sacks. You know, it's a what have you done for me lately league. Right? And then...
What kind of shit is that?
And then the Niners traded DeForest Buckner.
Yeah, that was kind of shocking to me.
And for those who don't know, this guy has been in the Pro Bowl since his rookie year. You know what I mean? Just putting up numbers quietly.
Yeah.
Been the leader on the defense for, you know, as long as he's been there and shit. Like, it's just... To me, this one was fucking annoying because you just got this dude, Eric Armstead, who, like I said... who produced in 1 year.
Yeah.
Over a player who had produced over the last 3.
Yeah.
Like, I don't fucking get it at all.
And I just say this. Just trust John Lynch, man. Just trust him. He's a man with a plan. He has a plan. He wouldn't just do this if there's a plan in action. So
I hope so, but as it stands right now,
he has a plan.
He has a big jaw. Might have a big fist. You know what I mean? It's like...
It's funny because both of y'all sound like the opposite of each other back in 2014.
What do you mean?
Like, you guys sound like the complete opposite of each other back in 2014.
Oh.
Harbaugh got let go and Busby was like, I can't believe this bullshit. And it's like, you gotta do what you gotta do. Come on. Yeah. On to the next one.
Yeah.
And now here we are.
Hey, man. This is, like I said, it's different for the reasons...
5.5 years later.
Of a dude producing for 1 fucking year versus another dude who produced over 3. That's the issue I have. Because let's just call it what it is. Armstead only produced because of the players around him.
True.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, excuse me, he's not going to have that this year. He lost one of those players. Those were the ones that were on the inside, the defensive tackles, right? You lose one, now you're going to get the guard and the center on you.
Yeah. No,
rather than a fucking, what do you call it, a running back or a tight end and shit.
I understand.
It's irritating, man.
It's just one of those things, too. You also got to look from another perspective of somebody going to have to step up. So,
yeah,
I like challenges like that where it forces players like...
And you know how deep our defense is.
I like challenges like that. I don't know if Eric Armstead likes challenges like that.
Well, we're going to see what he's made of.
He hasn't proved it.
We're going to see.
Just be patient and let's see how this all plays out. Let's see how this plays out. It might be good. I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic a lot these days.
I'm only going to be cool because he's from Northern California. And he went to Oregon.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, that's the only, but that's the other thing though too. Buckner went to Oregon too.
Quack, quack, quack.
Irritated, dog.
Which Mighty Ducks
fucking irritated.
Which Mighty Ducks sequel you like more? 2 or 3? 2. All right. I don't know. I believe it.
What did that even have to do with anything?
I was trying to see if I could you know.
Yeah, no.
I'm just optimistic.
I mean, you could be optimistic all you want, bro. I'm irritated. I'm not saying that it's not going to change whether I'm a fucking Niner fan. Like I said before with the Tom Brady Garoppolo shit, it's not going to change the fact that I'm a Niner fan. It's not going to change the fact that I'm a root for the team. It's not going to change the fact that if I'm able to, I will go to a game, at least one this year.
You know, well, speaking of that shit,
what I'm saying?
They shut that shit down. They said the Niners are out of the Tom Brady race. And Niner fans were like, no shit! He was out there, we were never in it.
Yeah.
So I guess right now, Brady's only option is back at home or what else?
I mean, they're saying Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Tampa Bay.
I still can't look at the Chargers and be like...
And the Chargers are now officially...
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
That's the one I've been calling.
And then he's gonna sign back with New England, and he gonna go back to Belichick's office, and Belichick's gonna be sitting there like, couldn't live with your failures. And where's that bring you? Back to me. Let's go outside and let's party.
Yeah.
Shit.
Just saying. For my Niners, hey man, I'm optimistic. Like George Kittle said, I will be back here, meaning the Super Bowl. I will be back here with a motherfucking vengeance. 2021? Like, you know, Lakers 2020, Niners 2021.
Hey, that ain't the same.
Hey,
I've been speaking that for years.
Well, I'm speaking it now.
That's nice. It's very easy to say it after you just come off of a Super Bowl. I was saying it when motherfuckers was number 2 in the damn draft lottery.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
I understand your faith, and I'm not knocking you for it.
Faithful.
I got faith too.
When we were number 2 in the draft lottery the first time.
Yeah.
See, those years I was pissed because
the D'Angelo Russell draft lottery.
Exactly.
That one.
Yeah, y'all lived through that. Raider fans lived through that shit.
Let's see what else is going on. Like just
that's
basically again. Thank you NFL.
That was it.
Yeah, man.
Because after that
was a breath of fresh air. Like seriously,
it was that for me. It was
Dana White's still trying to keep the fucking
UFC
going. Tripping. That motherfucker's tripping, dog.
Vince McMahon tripping too, keeping
him
wrestlers.
Too?
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, like both.
I know it's like equal, but because the only reason why he's doing that because none of his wrestlers or his employees got the shit yet.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, it's like they're literally waiting for somebody to catch it first.
Yeah, before they shut shit down,
rather than just shut it down.
Because I think he's looking at it as Raw, because Raw and SmackDown are literally on Fox, and they need to like entertain people. Because throughout the years, he has never canceled Raw or SmackDown for something. He's never done it. So he has to figure out something. Man, just send the wrestlers home, let them be with their families, and just figure out some shit. Show a rerun of a pay-per-view or some shit. Yeah. Figure it out. Like, you can do it, bro.
Oh, and there was another blockbuster that took place. We forgot where we were all like, oh, shit. When the Ravens gave the Jaguars a pack of gum to get Calais Campbell.
Oh, shit, yeah.
It's like, God damn.
Yeah. We ain't talking about the Texans. The Texans gave up. What did we already talk about?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah.
So, in the Ravens, what makes that significant is they gave a 5th-round pick to get Marcus Peters, who was a Pro Bowler. Now they just gave away another 5th-round pick to get Calais Campbell, who is a Pro Bowler.
They're getting that. They're getting that Super Bowl.
That's crazy.
They salute to that franchise.
Yeah. No, definitely.
They just flipped 2 5th-round picks.
Yeah.
One of them wasn't even theirs. And they were able to get Pro Bowlers back for that.
Seriously.
Like, talk about maximizing what you got.
Well, these players should.
I mean, Calais Campbell, let's be real, he's like on the downside of his career, but
he can still give you 1 or 2 more.
Yeah, he is still a great defensive
I would say
player.
the players should not move to their new city until all this shit blows over, honestly.
Oh, no, I'm trying to get to my new city right away.
Well, that too.
That's the problem. I'm trying to get there so that way if they say you can't leave the state, I'm already there.
Yeah, true.
That's the part that sucks. And now's the best time because the schools is all locked up. So what does it matter? I can move now. That's pretty much the interesting thing that goes along with this is for players with families. Schools is already closed.
For the next month.
Now you can go.
LeBron said, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to Africa. Well, he said Wakanda, but I'm saying Africa because right now Africa has the least cases in the world. Shout out to the motherland.
Yeah, he going to get that vibranium. He gonna come back with a magical hairline.
Oh, fucking shit. He's gonna eat the fucking heart-shaped herb.
Yeah.
Fucking the hairlines will grow back.
Bury him in the sand and he goes and talks to Jordan and shit.
He gonna come back with Jalen Rose's hairline.
Bury him in the sand. No, he gonna bury him. You know in the movie when they bury them in the sand and they go in that little afterlife shit? He's in the court talking to Kobe and shit.
Nah, he ain't talking to Kobe. He talking to all the ones with prestigious hairlines. That's who he's talking to. The ghost of Jalen Rose. Jalen's still around. Jalen Rose got an impeccable hairline to this day still, and I don't understand how.
Yeah. But this fucking virus, man, shit was like we said earlier, the shit was funny last week. Shit ain't funny now.
It's still funny. It's just now more serious.
It's more serious. Seriously funny.
The jokes are hitting closer to home now. So these jokes still gotta fly.
Yeah, because everyone's losing their damn minds. As of right now, the coronavirus is running wild all over the world. Italy is on complete shutdown because bodies are just dropping.
That's the part that's not funny.
That's not funny at all.
But the part where they're talking about it's time for quarantine and chill.
Yeah,
that's still funny.
That's funny, man. And pretty much right now, even out here in the Bay, they're pretty much telling everyone just to stay at home. Only thing that's going to be open out here for the next few weeks is just grocery stores, gas stations, drugstores, liquor stores, dentists, doctors off hospitals, banks, shit that you need to
function.
The bare essentials, pretty much.
It's pretty much gonna look like Christmas.
Yeah, you can still go outside and get some brisk walks and exercise in, but they have some recommendations for that. Do that solo.
Yeah, and stay
Not
away
stand
from, like,
6 feet away from anybody
least,
else. Yeah,
at least 6 feet
and
away.
pretty much, in a nutshell, just stay home so we can just quarantine this shit and stop it from spreading. Because I'm telling y'all right now, it is spooky. It looks spooky, but I'm very optimistic. I'm a man of God, even though I don't go to church like that. But I feel he's always in control, and I go by faith, not sight. And the devil's working trying to spread on your fear, because I'm seeing, even though I've been on Twitter, I've been seeing so much shit on Twitter. People are literally panicking right now, like flat out. Yeah. And I'm looking on Instagram, people are spreading these rumors like, I have a cousin that works in the fucking Pentagon. And
come on, man.
Okay.
I have a cousin that works in the Pentagon and shit's gonna get locked down. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, you have a cousin that works for the Pentagon, and he told you some classified information, and you're linking information to the people
on Twitter,
not Twitter, Facebook, and then people going like, "Yeah, man, I heard from some people too." Like, man, let's just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, man. Trump told me during the debates this was going down.
Yeah,
like,
Trump told me some stuff. Like, I have a person that works in the White House. They said shit's gonna get locked down, and it's just like, dude, no one said shit. Like, dude, like, no one's told you anything. And then they had to come up with the CDC had to come out and say, like, it's just a rumor. Like, right now, it's just a rumor. As of right now, it's just a rumor.
Yeah.
But it's just a rumor. It's like, this is how information, like, this is how fake news really comes out. Because it was irritating to me. Going online, seeing Charlamagne post shit about, like, Sylvia Brown's little passage from her book saying, it's from her book. And it's like, and they're saying a virus is going to come here in 2020. And I was like, Charlamagne, why'd you post that shit? Because now you're really going to scare everybody. Like, why did you post that? You have a platform. Why are you scaring people? Oh, people just want to know. Nigga.
I mean, that is some important information to know, though,
I mean, it is to an extent, but still, like he said, I mean, it's going to strike fear in the hearts of men.
Yeah, but at this point, what isn't going to strike fear? You know what I'm saying?
I get it, but why you help
us? It's a catch-22.
Yeah,
like, I get it.
Like fear.
But information is, we always say, knowledge is power.
Yeah, but this one just adds like more fuel to that fire, though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
the conspiracy.
I'll say this: it's not the best timing.
Yeah. Okay.
But
that part. Definitely.
But do you want to know the truth or do you not?
Yeah.
That's, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
I've always been a person that said, just give it to me, give me the truth. That's all I want, regardless of how bad it is.
And then like fear, the fear is spreading faster than the fucking virus itself, and it's just like, my God, man, now they're like neck and neck now. Almost. I don't say they're neck and neck. The fear is spreading faster than they. And then we got a whole ass nigga in office that doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's fucking up. So I can say all this shit.
He took down the department 2 years ago.
Yeah, seriously.
All that shit. Y'all can
shit that Obama put in place.
Yeah, I know.
And then, and then to make it worse, you just gotta laugh at it. Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, we think this shit's gonna happen, so we want to test this. And he's like, no, we're good. And we ended up becoming like the only country that didn't test this shit when we had the chance to test it.
One of the only country he just fucked everything up pretty much, and it's not surprising. Everything about this is not surprising about how he's reacting, because told y'all back this when he got elected. This is some shit that's gonna go down, but I didn't want to vote. But it is what the fuck it is. But I'm gonna tell you right now, shit's gonna get better. Everyone keeps saying it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. Nah, I mean it might not. I'm just looking at it at this. I'm faithful. I'm very optimistic. Shit's gonna work out. Maybe a month, might be a few weeks, but over time, this shit's gonna pass over, and we're gonna be just fine. People will die. Like, as fucked up as it is, folks will die over in other countries, and thoughts and prayers to y'all families and shit, because that's fucked up. But I'm telling y'all right now, stay at home, watch TV, be a couch potato. Fuck it, watch TV, be with your families, play video games. Just be like the Wall-E people.
I mean, you do kind of got to get out and move a little. Though.
Yeah.
You can't
move a little bit.
Yeah, like you can't just sit down in one spot and expect to be, completely full health.
And it's I know what you're saying in theory. That's nice. But for people who are off of work now and haven't heard back from their jobs that they're going to get their payments covered.
Yeah.
Now's not a time for them. Like they are. That's what I'm saying. There's a fine line between just freaking out and then having the information and you're not getting an answer.
Right.
Yeah.
This is one of those situations where it's understandable if you're freaking out in this term. Like,
Because right again, everything's shut down. Because pretty much all the fucking like Sharks game, all the arena shit, that shit's shut down for the next 8 weeks, maybe the next 2 months.
They shut down all nightlife.
Oh, yeah. Now let's talk about you stupid motherfuckers that want to go out.
Oh, my God.
Somebody did this.
Let's talk about the motherfuckers that took all the goddamn toilet paper out the damn store.
Grocery stores, See, I'm going to reveal some shit. I work at a grocery store. I'm not going to say which one. I've always said that Black Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, is one of the craziest times. This is by far the most craziest shit I have seen. I have looked at every customer like, you fucking idiots. Every single one of them stocking up on shit. On shit. Like, why? Oh, because of some shit I saw on the internet. The fuck? And I'm seeing everyone keep buying all these fucking toilet paper. Have you all even seen the symptoms for this virus? You're going to get a cough, you're going to have shortness of breath, and you're going to have a fucking fever. Yes. None of it says you're going to take shits.
Yeah, last time I checked, diarrhea was not a side effect of this shit.
Well, no, it actually was. I seen the percentages on, like, literally from across, across the, what do you call it?
Well, then I should say when I saw it at the time, they were saying diarrhea was not a side effect of this at the time.
That's what I wanted to get to. See, it is, but it's a 0.3% of that happening.
Okay. So what is toilet paper? What's the value? Why are you buying all this?
What is toilet paper?
Yeah, really? Like we said, Thriller. What is Thriller? What is toilet paper? Yeah, that's a conversation we should have. What is it?
Because you're telling the perspective from just being at one store. I've been going to store after store after store for deliveries. Yeah, I've literally had 3 to 4 in a row where the customers just cancel the order because I had one order, there was no toilet paper. I had another one, there was no paper towels. Then I had one order where none of the 15 items on their list were in stock.
Shit.
Nothing.
Dude, you go down aisles, not at Target, at all these grocery stores, and there's nothing there.
And then I got people
Target, Safeway, literally aisles of just
nothing.
Racks. That's
lines
it.
going from the checkout stand all the way to produce.
Oh my god, dude, that shit is wild.
I saw that shit and I was like, "This is my last order, bro." Because I had a prepaid order, so I didn't have to stand in that line. When it's a prepaid order,
go pick it up.
Prepaid, you shop it, but you just go to customer service to have them check it out.
Oh, that's what's up.
It's different. Yeah. So I saw that shit and I was like, "Nah, this is my last one for the day. I'm good."
It was wild.
Real quick, just on Thursday, man, me and my brother actually went to Costco because we're his plan and I was with it, you know what I mean, whatever, is just to get a whole bunch of stuff and then spread it out between the 4 houses of our family. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the whole idea behind filling up our carts, worth of food and whatnot. Right. You know what I mean? But bro, when I tell you that when we walked into the fucking Costco, I seen a whole ass family, right? Each one of them had a cart. I think it was about four family members. So one of them, it came out, it looked like it had a whole bunch of like different shit. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. The next one though, literally the whole cart was toilet paper. The other one, the whole cart was water. The other one, the whole cart was fucking paper towels. It's like, bro, we're gonna be on lockdown for 2 weeks, you dumb son of a bitch. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh no, I saw some shit on Facebook. They're gonna shut us down. See, this is the Facebook crowd.
Yeah, no, it's the social media just in general. I saw it on social media, so now
someone told me this, someone told me that, and when you look on social media, there's people that are spreading this shit like it's a fact. Oh, the National Guard got activated, and they're like, who told you this? Oh, it's on this website and the YouTube conspiracy theories and
my god.
They're saying the coronavirus is getting worse. There's people up there posting stuff and the YouTube's taking them down, and it's like,
I'm just waiting for Dr. Umar to come out. The CDC is a goddamn suspect.
Shit.
It's like that's the people I'm looking. That's what I'm saying. The trollers are working overload. Those are the trollers. Like they are really just like trying to. They're just
they fucking up the market.
Yeah.
Like, they have literally fucked up the market.
Unless
literally,
the
market.
Unless you're really like what's it called in the fucking. What's it called? Unless you're running the fucking grocery business. If you're a CEO of a grocery business is booming.
Shit, if you're in control of toilet paper, business is booming.
Hey, shout out to Cameron.
The one item that seems to be gold in comparison to toilet paper and paper towels is the sanitizer.
Oh, for real?
Sanitizer's been sold out for 3 weeks now. And yet people in all my orders, they're just like, hey, if you find sanitizer, I'm like,
no one buying soap?
Like, fam, it's back. No, soap's gone too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no,
and I'm like, that's even
rough.
to me, that's
Yeah.
even more disgusting. Sanitizer's whatever. Because the thing about sanitizer is, like I said last week, sanitizer is only going to kill the bacteria. This isn't a bacteria. This is a virus.
Yes.
So
Well, to that though, it if you have, I believe, over 60% alcohol, it actually does do some damage, like to the virus.
does damage, but it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't like knock it off. Yeah,
like soap will do.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
so that's where I was getting to though.
Yeah,
it was y'all went and raided the sanitizer first, but there was still soap when all the sanitizer went out. Why didn't y'all go after the soap first? Hey, y'all some nasty motherfuckers, man. Like, like this whole thing is just let me know how nasty you motherfuckers are.
One thing I was, because a lot of times, like, if you're out, you don't have access to, like, you know what I mean, like the water and shit like that.
Yeah.
To use the soap. Like, you can't, the sanitizer's like quick, boom, all right, cool. You know what I mean? After I don't know, on with your day, like normal and shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, I'm talking about people being at home. They brought
that's
up that
fucking
old,
stupid.
They brought up that
That
old...
is fucking stupid. At that point,
they brought that old
home,
Adrienne Bailon
that
video clip. She don't watch her homes at home because it's her home.
Yeah, I saw that nasty bitch. It's like 3LW.
Yeah, those are the people I'm talking about because she represents a community. That ain't her speaking by herself.
Yeah.
There are people out there who are like, oh yeah, it's my home, whatever.
Yeah, and I don't need to
I
wash
love
my
germs.
hands.
Yeah, those.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Those ones.
Gotcha.
And then, what was it, somebody in Miami, they bought out an entire store's inventory of chicken, which was $3,000.
Shit.
And they went on their boat and they said, I'm going to wait this virus out on the water. And they took all the chicken.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
Yeah. Now, being on the boat waiting out a virus is fire.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
that's,
seriously.
That's dope to me.
That sounds dope as fuck.
But taking the whole inventory of chicken, nah, everybody knows that chicken's number one on my food list. Nah, I'm swimming after the boat. I need hands.
I think one rich motherfucker, I read it on Twitter, bought out an island or some shit like that. He gonna wait the shit out.
Yeah. So did we say last week that's another thing. When we ended, we were joking around. I think it's something else that kind of kicked everything into motion was when we found out Tom Hanks had this.
Yeah.
Oh,
that too.
Yup.
And everybody was like, oh. And then we just found out today, Idris Elba posted a video saying he had it.
Yeah, and he said he showed no symptoms.
Yeah.
But the thing about Tom Hanks and his wife, Rita Wilson, I guess they got released from the hospital, and I guess they're cool for now. So that's a round of applause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tom Hanks is quarantined with Wilson.
Hey. If y'all need to see Castaway. Also, Netflix and other streaming services, they ain't shit either. They have Outbreak. That's like a trending, and then I guess everyone's watching that movie Contagion. And I'm thinking to myself, you guys just want to scare yourselves?
Dude, speaking of which, one of my friends in particular, her name's Sydney, on Facebook, she legit said, oh, I'm just going to freak myself out by watching 28 Days Later, fucking Contagion, and all the fucking shit. And at the bottom was Planet of the Apes, and I was like, ha, I know. I get it.
Shit, I just played 2K. And I got my MIDI. I got my MIDI keyboard. I was like, well, now's the time to learn music. So
it's just like Kanye.
Like because of all the shutdowns. Like because of all the shutdowns, I know the gym is now part of that shutdown. I'm suspending my gym membership.
Oh shit!
I'm strictly going outside. I'm not paying for that.
Right.
Like, take that off the list for a couple months.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna be going outside. I'll do jumping jacks in the backyard.
Yeah.
We have time now.
Yeah,
we got 2 weeks full of shit.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I ain't had 2 weeks off since I was in high school, bro. Like shit.
The past few weeks, y'all was making fun of me talking about, just make it a series, huh? Yeah, that shit don't sound too funny now, huh? Does it? Sounds like a perfect scenario now, huh? To make everything into a fucking series now.
Speaking of series, I've been binge watching hella shit. I binge watched this 3rd season of Snowfall. I binge watched On My Block season 3, which was only 8 episodes, but I was like, it was cool.
Yeah.
Watched the 3rd episode of Dave. Man,
I am a fan after the 3rd episode of Dave.
All right, I'm gonna watch that shit tomorrow. Since I ain't got shit else to do.
That shit is. I laughed from beginning to end.
Especially how it opened.
And it wasn't like awkward laughs. They were genuine ass laughs that I was having from beginning to end. That's when I was like, nah. Fuck all that awkward shit I was talking last week. I am a fan of this show. I'm locked in now.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I am Dave. Like, this shit's hilarious. Like, Lil Dicky, he got something with that.
Yeah.
He got it. It's a perfect timing, too, because of what everyone's going... Everybody's going to watch this shit now.
Right.
Shit. What else did I watch? Snowfall third season was cool. I think I was watching other movies too. I was like kind of like going through. I can go through my Netflix list now. All my Netflix list.
Yeah, I mean, shit, you could.
The whole list.
Yeah, I know, right?
Shit.
I don't know what.
I'm gonna start watching The Outsider on HBO.
Oh, yeah, I've been hearing about that.
I'm gonna finally get to that.
And
the
now,
season just ended.
And Disney Plus, like Disney's actually getting smart. Like not just Disney, but Universal. All the movies that went out, like right now, because movie theaters are pretty much going to be shut down and shit like that, they're just listening to fucking on demand. Like the movie The Hunt.
Yeah.
That was a good movie. I saw that last week. That was a real good movie.
Right.
The Hunt and Disney Plus, they just released Frozen 2 they just released Frozen 2 like months early. And what else? Because everything's suspended right now. They should just release all their fucking movies.
When you say on demand, you mean like pay-per-view type shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like the on-demand digital, all that shit.
Yeah.
Something else I was gonna start getting to was Hunters on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I need to watch that shit too.
I need to look on Amazon Prime. Oh, that's the one without Pacino.
Yeah.
Okay.
Going after, I guess, former Nazis.
Yeah. I watched the what's it called, Jay and Silent Bob reboot on Amazon Prime.
How's that?
I wanted to like it. Are you like a fan of the Kevin Smith?
Not really.
Nah.
I'll watch them. Like, don't get me wrong, I watch them.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I love Clerks 2. I like the Clerks 2, fucking.
Yeah, I like those.
Which other ones that I loved? I love Chasing Amy. Fucking Dogma was great. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I love those movies. I loved. And I thought Clerks 2, because he has like a universe, his own little Marvel universe, the VXQ universe and shit. Because characters always pop up like in Mallrats and shit like that. So this one, I guess it's called the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, and I guess everyone was coming back, and I'm guessing this one he called it. They were saying like it's his end game, quote unquote, because he has every character kind of show up, actor kind of show up and shit like that.
right.
I wanted to like it, but the jokes just weren't hitting. Like some of them, I got like a chuckle, but it was just like, this ain't it, Kevin. And I like you, Kevin Smith, but it's like, all right, whatever. Yeah. But right now they say, hey man, I got a lot of great reviews. Cult followings love it. He's working on fucking Mallrats 2, and then he's gonna do Clerks 3. So whatever.
McMillions ended.
Look at that, dude. We just got done eating McDonald's too. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
How did you feel about the ending?
That was a great ending.
Because I saw the ending and I was like, oh shit. Well, okay.
Like the very, very end, or
no, just who ratted him out.
Oh yeah, I figured that.
Like all this started. And we haven't gone in depth with characters, so there's no point now.
Yeah.
But basically, all this whole scam was revealed because the mother of a former mobster who had died blamed his wife for the accident. Mm-hmm. And when she was in jail, she wanted to make sure that she never got custody of her son, which was her grandson. So she ratted everybody. She ratted the three main people out associated with it. She just didn't realize that in ratting them out, it was going to rat everybody that was involved out.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
This all started just off of, I just want to keep you away because I think you had something to do with the death of my son.
Pretty much.
Legit. And I just sat there and I was like, oh, this is great. And the wildest thing is they're now like closest of mother-in-law, daughter-in-law to now. Yeah, it's.
I'm at a loss for words.
Yeah. It was.
That's just crazy. Bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think they could have did the series in 4 episodes, but overall it was. It's good to watch. I was pleased with how it ended. Yeah.
I mean, well, now that I got time, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of time.
We got nothing but time. Now. Yeah, we're on Rona time now.
We're on Rona time.
We ain't even on Eastern or Pacific Standard. It's Rona.
Rona.
So what else is popping off out here? Oh, yeah. Now let's get back to people in the clubs.
Yeah. You motherfuckers.
Somebody did this.
Shit.
Nasty motherfuckers.
Nasty fucks. I don't get it. Y'all just love turning up, man. Like they told, like you're telling you we need to be distance away from each other. They're saying we need to stay inside. Like dead ass, we need to stay inside. And it's like no, we still gonna turn up because it's not gonna affect me. Oh man.
Okay.
All right. And then Gavin Newsom and other governors saw this shit. Like what? And put your black asses on timeout.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty much what happened. Like, shut down all that shit.
Niggas went out Saturday night and Sunday morning. Gavin Newsom was like, oh, no. Fuck that. Yeah. Pulled out Kawhi Leonard and said, hey. Nah, we closing that shit up. Fuck that.
Yeah.
You know, it's also something else that I've always been one of those people where it's like, damn, greed really runs everything. Like, you know, how could that take precedence over just being a human and, you know, empathy and all that stuff. But I gotta admit, after the amount of money that I made this weekend in shopping for customers, I'm not gonna say I fully agree and support it, but I wholeheartedly understand now. I get it.
Yeah.
There is money in people's worst fears.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is money to be made in light of people's fears. I'm not saying that I'm like, you know, gung-ho about it and like, hey, this is great. But I'll be lying if I didn't say that this past weekend I didn't take a hard look and say, oh, no, I understand now. The amount that I made this week, I understand wholeheartedly now. Because it allowed me to take a day off today. And you know me, I never take days off.
Yeah, seriously.
Even if it's the slightest 3 or 4 hours. Like,
you still be out.
I took today off. I made that much.
You deserve it.
Yeah. That's wild.
Wild indeed.
Corona's actually got me at a loss for words. Like, I don't know where to go next. Like, I have a whole list of shit. And like, I just keep stopping because I'm like, is there anything else that is caused by the Corona that we're forgetting? Because
it's a lot of shit.
A lot of shit took place.
All I want to say is have faith, and shit's gonna work out. Because I'm very optimistic about it, and I'm leading by my faith, not sight. And just like, you know, I'm seeing what's going on in the news, and it keeps saying like this, that, and the other. I'm just like, nah, it's gonna work out.
I think something else too is it's very important is don't live trying to avoid it. Live as if you have it right now. So that way you can take the necessary precautions. Like if cats who went out on Saturday had just had the thought process, let me just pretend like I have it.
They wouldn't have went out.
No, actually, let me take that back.
They probably would have.
I don't understand the process of just going out. What was the point of going out? Like, why? Like, you want to live that
the weekend, dog.
But you want to live that YOLO life, like, dude. Like, I guess, man.
I hope cats got some ass out of that too.
I really hope they did.
Like, for their sake, I hope they did. Because
in all honesty, to me, nah. I hope they didn't. I hope they crashed and failed. Because, like, bro, think about this for a second, right? You're going out, you get some, the girl or let's just say you have it, right? You pass it to the girl goes to her family. Who's to say that she don't live with like grandparents or, you know what I mean? Aunts or uncles that fucking are that type of age. You're putting so many different people at risk by doing that type shit.
It's very true.
Honestly, I pray to God they crash and fail, bro.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Yeah. You are right.
A lot of times we live in, man, but like I've said, shit gets better, and the shit that's still staying here is the fucking music. Music ain't never gonna die.
Shit.
Music will keep you going. Matter of fact, I have a playlist about with music to keep your spirits up, so if y'all want it, just hit me up-ish. I'll probably just put it on the fucking my bio, whatever. So where y'all want to start?
I mean, the one that had everybody talking?
Well, Hove Electronica.
Right here. Electronica.
I call it Hove Electronica. Yeah, man. Jay Electronica for the first time in a long time.
Well, it ain't a long time. It's the first time.
First time.
Shit.
I put in air bubbles. First time.
His first
in a long time.
His first official album, A Written Testimony. And it's brand just Jay Electronica. And when you listen to the first album, the first person you hear is Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan on the first track. But in the second track, the first rapper you hear is not Jay Electronica, but it's Jay-Z. Not just on track 2, but track 3, track 4, track 5, track 6, 7, and 9, and 10.
Oh, so Jay got one.
There's 10 tracks on this album, because Martine hasn't listened to that one.
I refuse.
There's 10 tracks on this album. There are 9 that are actual songs.
Okay.
Jay is on 8 of those 9 songs.
Oh, like Jay-Z.
Yeah. No, I know. There's only one Jay.
Yeah, ain't no way in hell I'm referring to Jay Electronica as just Jay.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
Not doing that.
Well, that's not a thing.
No. Yeah, so there's 9 actual songs on this, and Jay is on 8 of them.
All right. My opinion. This shit is not a debut album by Jay Electronica, which is what I wanted to hear. So that's the reason why I refused to fucking listen to this shit. And I will probably listen to it next week. Unless their numbers are up, then I'll listen to it the week after. I don't care. I will not add to their fucking to their numbers. Nah, fuck all that shit.
I guess.
It's that serious. Because like I said, I wanted a Jay Electronica album. I wanted to hear that.
You got it.
No, I didn't. No. What I got was a bootleg of Watch the Throne.
Oh, but you didn't listen yet.
Yeah, well, that's what that's what's there.
I can back him up.
I'll let y'all talk. I'll let you talk.
Nah, you can go because you.
No, I'm back first. And I get the good last.
Nah, go ahead.
Paper, scissors, rock.
Nah,
just go.
Yeah.
Anyway, personally for me, with Jay Electronica, I had no expectations, and I think that's what I have with a lot of albums now. I go in with no expectations, so I just knew. And when you listen to his first, I guess his only mixtape, the Act 1, there was like I hear how he raps. I know how his music is. It's like he comes like a thief in the night. Like he shows up and then it's just over with before it even began. And I'm like, okay, so I loved Ghost of Soulja Slim. Like Jay Electronica and Hov were really spitting on that. What's it called? Shiny Suit Theory, they put on there, was like 6 years old. Universal Soldier, Hov was really just rapping his ass off on that shit. And Jay Electronica. Flex Capacitor, Hov was rapping on that. Hov and Jay Electronica. They were both equal. I love Fruits of the Spirit. That was great. And Ezekiel's Will was great, featuring Dream, and I can't even pronounce the shit. Apite, or it's pretty much called All Praise and Due to Allah. And according to what Jay Electronica said, they recorded that literally the day Kobe died, and it was pretty much like a ode to your loved ones that passed away and shit like that. Which was kind of ended on a sour note, but it was a good record. And Hov was rapping on a caliber at 50 years old, which was just amazing to me. Jay Electronica was rapping as only Jay Electronica can, and for the most part, to me, I enjoyed it. I loved it. I loved every moment of it. So that's just me. Now go ahead.
Yeah, so there's some good music on here. Mm-hmm. Universal Soldier was definitely a standout. I did like that joint. I want to say Never Ending Story was decent to me. I still don't understand why Shiny Suit Theory was on here after 6 years, but whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'll say Fruits of the Spirit. Like, those are like the three that I was like, all right, cool. So there is good music on here.
Yeah.
The problem is, like Martine, I'm a person of presentation. Mm-hmm. So in addition to sequencing, your moves got to match what you're giving to me in a project. And this don't match a Jay Electronica debut album. This is not a debut album. And I'm going to give reason that don't even go past opinion. This is like textbook unwritten hip-hop law. On a debut album, you are never, ever supposed to have the first raps be by anybody but yourself. And as Farrakhan finishes off Ghost of Soulja Slim, here comes Jay rapping. So we haven't even gotten to Jay Electronica yet. On a song called Ghost of Soulja Slim. That's like, I'll give you an example. Shout out to Simba. Simba from out here in the Bay. He got a deal. I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's with Atlantic.
No shit. Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So shouts out to Simba.
Right.
Let's say Simba drops a debut and has Eminem featured throughout the whole debut. And he has a song called Sliding Like Mac Dre, but Eminem's the first one to start rapping on that.
Think about that. See?
How much sense does that make?
You see how ridiculous that sounded. You know what I mean?
Like,
if it's fire,
it's ridiculous.
But see, that's a goalpost move.
Yeah,
like, that's how you start to move the goalpost.
You shouldn't have said Eminem. You should have said like fucking.
But you understand the point. Somebody that's not from not from the Bay. Yeah, because Jay's not from New Orleans.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure Jay Electronica was influenced by Soulja Slim in some way, with it being from the Bay or from New Orleans. Yeah. The same way I would imagine in that hypothetical, Simba was influenced by Mac Dre. I'm just drawing that parallel.
Yeah, for sure.
So that threw me off. I'm like, okay, so Jay's okay. All right, this is not a debut album. Then it goes into The Blinding. And it starts off, Jay Electronica starts rapping. He literally gets 4 bars in, and then Hove comes in and just starts spitting. I'm not saying this hyperbole. Literally, he gets 4 bars in, Jay Electronica, 4 bars in, and then Hove just starts rapping. And I'm like, okay, they're going to trade bars. They're going to go equal 4 for 4. Okay. Wow, Jay's rapping on the 5th bar now. Okay, it's the 6th bar now. And then Jay Electronica comes back in. So not only does he like cuts him in, but and the fucked up part is this is a beat that's, if I'm not mistaken, was Swiss Beats and Hit Boy. So the beat switches off.
Wait,
it's a 2 for 1.
So when you say that, does it like switch like midway or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like the first half is Swiss, the next one's Hit Boy.
Yeah.
So it would have been perfect just to hear Jay Electronica. Like it would have been like an Exhibit C. Just spit, just rap for me.
Yeah.
Nah, 4 bars in, he gets cut off.
Damn.
So now I'm looking at it like, fam, seriously? Like that's okay.
Damn.
Okay. Never ending story. He finally starts catching his groove, and the subject matter is pretty in depth. But then Jay comes in, so it's like, all right, dog. Like at that point, never ending. Like I just really? Let it play. I just let it play just to finish, because at that point it was like, fam, this is not a debut album. Like this is supposed to be your story.
Man. This, like I said, based off of what you're telling me, what I've been reading and shit like that, this ain't no debut album. I mean, fuck, even debut album. It's not even a Jay Electronica album. It's because this the way what I mean when I say that, right? For example, Good Kid.
Yeah, Kendrick.
You know that's Kendrick throughout the entire shit. You know what I mean? Even with the features. Mm-hmm. Whatever, you know, whoever's on the shit. I think Dre was on 2 tracks. Fucking, he had J-Rock on the shit. You know what I mean? Like, but it was a Kendrick album. He had his fingerprint all over that shit. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like, even with what I'm hearing, I didn't hear obviously I didn't hear the album, but I'm saying from what everyone's saying, when I do listen to it eventually, I'm not gonna say that I'm hearing Jay Electronica like that. You know what I mean? Not in that vein. And that's what I expect from a debut album.
And I made a joke. I was like, damn, Jay Electronica is getting washed by Jay throwaways. Like these aren't Jay throwaways. These aren't throwaway bars by him. No. Like I was joking on that. But the fact remains, as I'm listening to this, I can't get into Jay Electronica because not only is he getting cut off, but Hove is spitting top elite bars. Yeah. So now I'm more focused on Jay on a quote-unquote Jay Electronica debut album. That's another problem for me. Yeah. Like, why are you here now? Because I'm not even focused on you anymore. And it's not my fault for that. You allowed it. You allowed this man to get on records with you.
Well, for me, it didn't really deter me on how I listened to the album. I just took the album for what it is. I had no expectations for it. I was just saying, let's see how this goes. And to me, Jay Electronica and Hove, their mic chemistry was great. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it all the way through, especially on the only solo Jay Electronica track. They were all spitting, and he was saying like a whole bunch of like bars and shit like that.
Do you have any of the bars?
What's it called? The one where he said that, I got one right here. I really like this one right here. From Jay Electronica himself. He goes and says, let's see, where is it? Yeah. He said, I survived Neverland like the Jacksons. You never swallow slanderless lies for the devil's satisfaction. I still got my glitter gloves. I still got my glitter socks. And I'm still moonwalking all over your fucking couch with all these zippers. I was like, oh, yeah, I like that one.
Of course he would pick the Michael bar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, Neverland.
And it's not just used Busby. I've seen a lot of people say he was spitting bars, and I'm like, well, where are the bars? And they're just like, well, you weren't listening. I'm like,
shit, he was spitting.
Well, where are the bars?
I do.
And so now I have
for actually having something on there to say. You know what I mean?
And so then I start thinking about it.
Then from what I've seen conversations like that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, well, what did he say? And then, well, you weren't listening.
Yeah, you weren't listening. So I'm like,
what?
I'm like, well, is he spitting bars, or are you just infatuated with a wide vocabulary? Because he's got a wide vocabulary on here.
Yeah, I mean that's Jay Electronica.
Yeah, and I have no issue with that.
Right.
Give me the big words that forced me to go look it up in the dictionary. Mm-hmm. But don't in the midst of it try to give me a big word, and all of a sudden Hove starts coming and spitting. Because that's the thing. Like I wanted to break. I saw a lot of people bring up, well, what's the difference between this and the Raekwon Cuban Links album when Ghostface was on it. Biggest difference was that they promoted that as all these solo albums are Wu-Tang albums. They were just picking 1, 2, or 3 individual artists to lead the way, but these are Wu-Tang albums,
right?
And that's how it was presented. So when you go into it, even if you have no expectation, you at least know this is a part of the Wu Audiomatic universe. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what that is. Jay Electronica, a written testimony. And the fucked up thing is, there's actually Travis Scott is listed on here, and The Dream's listed on 2 different features, but there's no featuring Jay-Z.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So that fucks it up for me too, because I'm like, okay. And then somebody else tried to bring up, well, what about Snoop on Doggy Style? Because the first one that was rapping was Lady of Rage, and it was like, yeah. However, you also got to understand the circumstance of events that took place. Snoop's coming out party wasn't his album, it was The Chronic. Literally, his whole coming out party was The Chronic. And even though he was
the case, I mean,
no. Snoop's coming out party.
Oh yeah,
literally, it was the Chronic.
Right.
In this case, even though he wasn't the first one rapping on it was Lady of Rage, he was still the first voice because of the bathtub skit. So I still heard him. Like, I go through a whole almost 4. What's the intro? The intro is like 2 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. And then whole spits for like another minute or so. You probably go 3 or 4 minutes till you hear Jay Electronica on this as a debut album.
Yeah.
Like, that's just it's for me. It gets in the way of the music. Like, I'm not gonna apologize for that. If you're proclaiming it is this, I could not have any expectations at all. But at the very least, I gotta have some kind of standard. Okay, this is what debut albums usually sound like. They don't incorporate arguably the biggest rap star that hip hop's ever produced in terms of catalog and popularity and recognition.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily have that. So I can't factor anything else. I have to go off of that.
Right.
And that's why it got in the way for me. Like, if they just went around, they were just like, this is a Jay Electronica and Jay project. Because we just want to get Jay Electronica out. Then it's like, okay, cool. Now you just threw some aside. But you calling this a debut album, like, I can't help but bring up Drake. If we're going to hold Drake accountable for not writing his own bars, which is hip-hop code and hip-hop law, why are we moving the goalposts for somebody when it's debut, hip-hop debut, unwritten rule? Yo, get busy. Start rapping. Show us who you are.
He was rapping.
No, he was showing us glimpses of it. Hov was also coming in and invading on his personal space.
Glimpses. I think it was just who he is. I mean,
how many verses did you say he had?
He had 11 verses.
So there's 8 songs and 11 verses.
Had 6.
So there's 8 songs, 11 verses. That is just over 1 verse
and
per
Hov
song.
Was, and some of the, like, what's it called, Ezekiel's Will, Hov was just doing the hook.
But you got to understand what I'm saying. You just said that's 11 verses.
And on the last track, he did the hook on the last track. And then some of them, he wasn't really rapping like that. Jay Electronica took over parts of the songs. So, I mean, hey, man, there's different ears. Like I said, I had no expectations. I just listened to it as a fan. I enjoyed it. You didn't. You're whatever. But
I'm just saying, if we're gonna hold people responsible for unwritten hip hop rules, hold them all responsible. Don't just pick and choose.
No, I think that's what it is.
Because the music hits.
People always say, "Hey, man, if the music hits, people will pick and choose," and that's just how it is.
But that's the other thing that I've been hearing is, like, the music wasn't even like the beats themselves. Like, they weren't.
The beats were hard to get into for me. Yeah. Like, there's no replay. There's no replay value for me in the beats.
Jay Electronica produced not all of it. Like, Hit Boy produced like the 3rd track. And Alchemist produced a beat. Yeah, that was pretty fucking raw. But yeah, Jay Electronica produced like the majority of the album.
And I found it also interesting. Like, dude, why the fuck would you not get Just Blaze?
That's the one thing I will complain, that he didn't have Just Blaze on the album, which was kind of interesting. But like I said, they recorded this shit in 26 and like what 40 days
and 40 nights.
They started the day after Christmas and then just put it out. So. Like,
there's just some things I don't want changed, man.
40-day theory, man.
Like, on a debut album, give me you.
Yeah.
If you haven't already had your coming out party. Like, give me who
Exhibit
you are.
Exhibit C was him.
Huh?
Exhibit C was him.
For 10 years, though,
and that was 10 years ago.
That's a whole album.
I can't live off of one song.
That's the part that kills me, dog. It's like, legit. Don't get me wrong. Exhibit C is good. Like, it's really fucking good. But, like, come on, man. That's all
you laughed at Jay telling Nas that's one hot album every 10-year average. You're talking about giving me one song.
Hey man, he did a whole bunch of features. Like I said,
but none of them.
And he also got you bring up Control, and you always have to remind people, Jay Electronica was on there.
And his verse was good, but Kendrick overshadowed him. Like I said,
but that's a problem.
Hey, for me, when I look at the album for what it is, it's in my opinion one of the best rap albums of the year. Not better than M's, but it's one of the not better than M's. But fuck it.
I could now if you're just talking based on the music, then
based on the music. I'm not looking at the overall.
In that part, I'll give you that. You know, I'm not gonna
because again, there were songs I'm not
looking at I'm not looking at the overall factor, like the whole insight, because it didn't really matter to me. I was just strictly looking at the music. I'm not looking at it's supposed to be your debut album. I'm supposed to just hear you. I'm not looking at none of that. I'm going like he took 10 years. He's comfortable doing it. He had pretty much Jay-Z said, "I'll do it with you." And if that's all I had to take, fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at that, that's fine. For me, I can't look past that. Because if they proclaiming you to be this God MC, this lyrical miracle wonder, this Wonder Boy, show me for 40 minutes, majority you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta show me that. And he did not show me that. He gave me spurts. And you can't, but see, that's the thing, you can't diminish that because you just said 11 verses over 8 songs. So it's not even like
verses.
It's not even like
both had 6.
No, but listen to what I'm saying. That's something mathematically you can't dispute. That's a verse a song average. Yeah. So that's not even opinion. That's literally a fact.
That's a fact.
I don't get into listen. I don't crown MCs based on one verse a song. You got to create songs for me. It's bad enough we're already getting to the era where the third verse is already becoming extinct.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'll be honest with you. I've been hearing a lot of music lately, and sometimes, like, when you do get a song with 3 verses, that third verse needs to go. Like, like just keep it funky.
Yeah, no, of course. But that's because people they're going away from the art of using the third verse as wrapping everything up.
Yeah.
It's just a third verse just to throw on.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the art form of the beginning, middle, and the end. Like, it's a play.
Right.
Like, yeah, that art is becoming extinct as well. It's just... For somebody that they praise and that I look to, like, damn, he's a pretty good MC. I want to see what he got. Like, even with coming in with no expectations, it's just to hear him, like, spit and get busy on starting with the blinding. And then 4 bars in, he gets cut off. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Like I said, I'll give it a shot next week. But... But I mean, just like I said, man, just off of principle as far as like the actual art, you know what I mean? Like that's where I have the issue.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Like just especially because not on a grand scale like Jay Electronica, but I make music myself. You know what I mean? So it's like I look at it from a different view and shit. And you're telling me this is your debut album and Jay-Z's all over it.
Hove.
You know what I'm saying? Like one of the best to ever do it and shit, if not the best. You know what I'm saying?
Round of applause for Hove.
Because he was spitting
his ass off at 50.
He was. I'm not going to take away from it.
But see, from him, I expect nothing less.
That's the problem. It's like,
you know what I mean? Like I expect nothing less from him.
Whatever the case. Yeah, other music dropped.
The boy Don Toliver, man. I didn't even know this was dropping until like the day before it dropped. Don Toliver dropped his. This is his official debut because Donnie Womack was the mixtape that got lost in the shuffle because it dropped the day before Astroworld.
Smart move, bro. Sorry, but just smart move. Real smart.
I don't know who was in charge of that planning, but I have been a Don Toliver fan since I heard him skate on Can't Say off of Astroworld. And that's how I ended up finding out about the Donnie Womack tape.
Right.
So... when I heard he had a solo track on the Jack Boys compilation, I was like, oh, he's probably next up then. They're ready to move forward. 12 tracks on Heaven or Hell, and for me, it was pure heaven. I ran this album back 4 plays in a row in its entirety.
Yeah.
Like, I was able to push it in the car. I was able to push the cart in the store while I was working. I was able to walk around in general with it. Like, I was able to do, like, different actions and activities with this album, and it just connected on every single one.
Yeah.
Like, after the 4th one, I was like, the hell with it, and I just went to iTunes and I bought it. I was like, there's no way.
What's up?
Euphoria with Travis Scott. Shout out to Cash Page. When I brought her up back in January, I said she kind of reminded me of, like, a full-fledged R&B version of Dej Loaf. Euphoria is probably one of the most beautiful pieces of music I've heard this year.
Yeah, she did not let you down. I can tell that for sure. Like based on this, because I this album I actually listened to. So
yeah,
like man, that her feature fit that song so fucking perfect, man.
And wholeheartedly.
Yeah,
and then of course with this being a good music affiliate in Trav and the Cactus Jack. Mike Dean is listed as a co-producer the entire album.
Oh no shit!
He mixed and mastered the album.
Wow.
Who is it? Wonder Girl, I think, is like the main producer on here.
That's interesting.
Trav did a couple tracks. Sunny Digital and Frank Dukes are on here, so it's a nice blend. And then there's some up and coming. There's some up and coming acts. I think it was Can't Feel My Legs. There's a producer, I forget his name, from Dallas. I'm gonna find his name right now. I actually just followed him. Like his production on this was enough to be like, nah, I gotta follow you. You're possibly going to be creating a sound that's next up.
Right.
And his production name is For the Night.
For the Night?
Yeah.
Huh.
He did his thing on this one. Wonder Girl, For the Night, Freaky, and Mike Dean were the producers on that track.
Of course, Mike Dean.
Yeah, Mike Dean makes everything great. Like he takes it to the next. He's like a white Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Like all you gotta do is just give him the draft, and he'll get it to the finished product.
Yeah, he
like,
puts that sauce on it.
Yeah,
that's Kanye's secret weapon, man.
Cardigan and After Party will get you up and moving, and then Candy and Company. I don't know about you, Martine. I love those records because of what he transitions into on the second halves of each of those songs. Where it's like those warped, slowed down, like when he gives you like that new era Houston.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
That
shit.
new era Houston.
It's got that
chopped
feel.
That chopped and screw.
Yeah.
I fucked with. When it came to those, I thought they were new songs. I didn't even know they were continuations from the last ones. Here. And so I was looking, I was like, wait, there's still a minute on here.
Like, there was like a gap of silence almost and shit, and then it just came right back, and I was like, oh.
Those are pretty dope. I like when they do that.
Yeah, bro. He, like, overall, to me, it was like Astro World Light. You know what I'm saying? And that's in no disrespect, because, like, Astro World took me a while to, like, really, like, fill it out and shit. But now that I heard that one, and now hearing this, it's like, okay, I see where they're going, right? The only one thing that kind of tripped me out was that down at the bottom, there's no label.
Oh, no, it's right here.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen that.
It's right here.
Oh, they added it later?
Yeah.
What's the label?
Okay,
Cactus Jack.
Cactus Jack.
For sure.
Yeah. No, he signed the trap.
Yeah, no, I figured, but I didn't see it, so I was just like, what the fuck?
Now, I'm not saying it's on par with the two albums I'm about to name. I'm just giving a great analogy for people to go off of. To me, this following up Astroworld is like when Doggy Style followed up The Chronic.
Yeah.
You knew exactly what you were getting going into it. Yeah. It's the same intensity. Because, I mean, they're both from Houston. So they're both going to have that sound. And Don Toliver is a lot more melodic in his tone. Like, he
definitely sings, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he sings his ass off.
Yeah. That's no disrespect to Trav. Trav, to me, is an all-around.
Yeah.
Don is more of that's like the vocalist of the group.
Yeah, for sure.
So to hear that, and of course, this and Astroworld are connected. Like,
for sure, they have to be.
There's no accident by that.
Yeah.
But as I'm listening to this, the first thing that comes to mind is when this Corona is kicked back and it's time to go on tour. These songs are perfect for a tour atmosphere.
Yeah. That's why we talked about that last week. People making music just to like perform. They see themselves performing it live in front of thousands of fans.
Yeah, and then of course Had Enough. People were just getting familiar with Had Enough. It was on the Jack Boys compilation, the one that features Quavo and Offset.
And that shit fucking knocks.
Yeah,
I love that track.
And I love it even more because as you're listening to it, even then he knew the title of the album because he tells her it's either heaven or hell.
Yeah,
and so I was like, I like that. See, that's the type of stuff, Buzzy, where like I can't allow not to go back to the conversation, but I have to look at the overall picture with projects because it's 3 months ago he listed off is it heaven or hell, and then it ends up becoming
heaven or hell,
the name of the album. Like that stuff. Like I look at stuff like that, so I can't just listen to just music and then just take it for what it is. I gotta have the whole.
It's like I said, it's the art of it,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of like the essence of what I was talking about.
Right.
I get you.
And when I say that, I'm not even trying to say that. Oh no, this shit's on Electronica. These are two completely different pieces of art and stratospheres. Like these aren't comparable at any type of.
Different.
Yeah. So
I know what to, because like I said, going back, I didn't listen to Electronica, but I know what kind of to expect from that.
Right.
This was completely left of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Well, some breaking news. WrestleMania is officially moved to the Performance Center.
Ooh.
He gonna get that off.
And no fans are allowed, but everything around WrestleMania are officially just canceled. So the Hall of Fame ceremony, all that shit, NXT, all that shit is just done. No fans allowed. He gonna get that WrestleMania off, but everything's gonna be at the Performance Center. So round of applause to Triple H for making the Performance Center. That literally saved wrestling.
I got some other breaking news. The Cowboys have lost cornerback Byron Jones.
Damn.
He's going to the Dolphins. 5 years, $82.5 million with $57 million guaranteed.
My God. For a fucking cornerback, that shit's great. That contract is nuts.
Jerry going Jerry.
No.
He's left the Cowboys.
He left the Cowboys to where?
The Dolphins.
Yeah.
Florida man going Florida man.
Shit.
Wow.
Shit, they ain't closing their bars, so
but
he gonna be there.
He was the top rated CB on the free agent market list.
Yeah,
so,
he was number one CB on the market.
You know what I mean?
So it makes sense.
But damn, that contract is insane though.
So this for a quarterback?
Yeah.
Corner.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anybody listen to Uzi's deluxe version?
No.
Anybody listen to Rich the Kid?
No.
Actually, I did.
Oh.
How did that go?
Here's the thing. See, I listened to Rich the Kid, the first 2 albums.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know y'all shitted on him, but I didn't. Yeah, I didn't.
Oh, we did.
I didn't shit on the first one. The first one I really liked, actually. The second one was kind of like, I don't know if you could sustain this, you know what I mean, from what he had on the first one. This one, nah, bro. Like, you had a few good songs, but I couldn't make it to the end.
Really?
Because, there's 19 tracks. It's 44 minutes. It's not like it's that long and shit. But, like, I seriously could not make it to the end. I probably got to, I want to say about number 10, 11-ish in that range. Because I remember hearing Lil TJ. I fuck with Lil TJ, man. At first I wasn't too sure. Yeah, but now it's like I fuck with dude.
Yeah.
But after I heard Lil TJ, I was like, okay. And then the songs kind of like blended. Because Rich the Kid, if you haven't listened to Rich the Kid before, he has a specific flow and he sticks to it through every fucking song.
Yeah.
It's kind of annoying. Especially after 11 or 12 songs.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like, all right, bro. Like, I was good. Like, there was one good song, I'll give it to him. Stuck Together with Lil Baby.
Yeah.
Like, that song's cool. I fuck with that shit. But other than that, like, it was hard to get through.
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah. Did you try to listen to Blueface?
I didn't even attempt.
Nah.
No.
I did appreciate the title of his project, and I did appreciate the artwork.
Yeah.
So I at least, part of me thinks, well, I got so much time. I may just put it on by fluke this week.
Yeah, no, I tried.
Was it better than the last one we listened to?
It was better, and you know what? That's the thing about it. It is progress. It's not enough progress.
What's it called? On beat or some shit?
No, find the beat.
Find the beat.
Yeah.
I do like
exactly.
that. That's like,
that's smart.
Yeah,
that's great. You know what I mean? But like,
and
he did find the beat. I will give him that. But I just can't stand his voice. It's just not. Yeah.
Was the production at least album worthy?
No, it was mixtape status.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta understand, like, there's you gotta have a sound that's ready for an album.
Yep.
You listened to another project, didn't you?
Did I?
Soundtrack.
I didn't listen to it. I skimmed through it. The Troll soundtrack.
Oh, how was that?
Yeah, I skimmed through. I didn't listen to it all the way, but it sounded smooth. Like, though, Justin Timberlake and Anderson .Paak, that record was smooth as fuck.
Okay.
Timberlake is low key 3 for 3-ish. He's slowly coming back, even though everything's put on pause right now. He's slowly making up for Man of the Woods. Yeah. So
okay,
good for him.
Got you. Well, if that's the case, we got some album anniversaries.
Two
of them, and one of them actually played a role in creating another one, and it was kind of
I know.
If I remember story was correctly, he changed the title of it because it was just too obvious.
Yeah, obvious.
And the dates were so
spoiler.
close. Yeah,
it would have been a spoiler.
But we start with the older first, which is Tupac and Me Against the World.
It's me against the world, baby.
25 years since that album dropped.
Damn.
Fam.
Old as fuck.
That album is as old as the creator itself now.
Wow.
Shit.
Yeah.
Damn, same age.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Fam.
I didn't even think about that shit. God damn.
Shit.
We are getting there.
We are.
God damn. Like I said last week, this was an album that if I could have been a fly on the wall, I just would have wanted to sit in on this just because I would have wanted to have seen Pac in that mind frame of knowing that his freedom's on the line. And as far as I'm concerned, the third verse in So Many Tears to me is a top 10 verse in hip hop, period. Like how he just started like... Fam, when he gets to the point, my remove is a calculated step that brings me closer to embracing early death, and now there's not like what? Huh?
This was like what, his third album too?
Yeah, it was his third album. Yeah,
That's not even something that you could fathom at that age. You know what I mean? Like when he was what?
he was 23.
23? Shit.
23.
Me against...
And that's
No,
where your mindset is.
No.
I thought he was younger.
He was 22.
He's 22, yeah. It's wild.
He was 22, 23 because the album came out March 14th, 95. He turned 24 that year. So he was 22 or 23 recording
He
this.
went to jail for a few months. And got out when he was 25 and dropped All Eyes on Me.
Think about it for a second though. When he drops All Eyes on Me, he's only 24.
Yeah.
Then 25 dropped Machiavelli.
Like 24, you're on your fourth album and it's that. And coming off of when you were 23, you recorded Me Against the World.
Like, bro.
Like, I went in... because you know me, when it comes to Pac, I can't play one of the last three albums without running the rest of them.
Oh, yeah.
Like, to me, it's a trilogy.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there going through it, and I'm like, man, if there's any artist that could at least just pick one song that was a single from each album and just put it onto one project, we're calling that artist a genius. And this motherfucker had pick'ems on each one of his last three albums. It was like, oh, which one you want?
Yeah.
You want one with Snoop? You want one with Dre? You want one with me by myself? I could get you Casey and JoJo over here. I can talk shit about Dre on this one.
Right.
Pick your poison.
See,
which one?
With me Against the World is like number 2 because number 1 is Machiavelli. I love Machiavelli. Me Against the World is number 2 because it really helped me get through some shit. I think I talked about this before, but I'll say it again for the new listeners. Like, you know, one of my favorite tracks is again the title track, "Me Against the World."
Right.
So Many Tears, of course, classic. Lord knows. What's it called? It Ain't Easy is a really underrated track for me. It ain't easy. You know what I mean? And Can You Get Away? The fucking Dirty Mac anthem.
I mean, it is what it is. You know?
Can You Get Away? Shit, I'm surprised his lawyer didn't even try to use that as evidence to say that he wouldn't touch this girl in any way.
Right.
Like, I'm surprised that wasn't an attempt that went, as far as I know, that went into the courts.
And Death Around the Corner, that made famous on the what's it called, Resurrection soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, this whole album, like, and he went number 1 while he was still in jail. And shit, it's by far one of his most honest and open projects. He was against the world. That's how he felt.
I mean, you go Temptations, man.
Oh, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Heavy in the game.
Fucking.
I mean,
One of my favorites, man, underrated as fuck. And if you listen to my song "Feel No Pain," I kind of reword this hook is Old School.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I love that shit. Like, I love music. I love hip hop where you pay homage to the previous generation. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did on my track.
Gave props to LL Cool J.
Yeah, but that was my what do you call it? Like
he laid the blueprint for
blueprint.
Game.
Yeah, like legit.
That song laid the blueprint for Game.
But
He
like
really
I
did.
took that same shit and did it my own way too. Like I said, you know what I mean?
Right. Nah, I remember.
Fuck the World. That's one of my shits.
I just remember hearing Richie Rich. I forgot who even bought this album because, of course, when this album came out, I was only like 5 or 6.
Bro. All right.
So I forgot how I even heard it, but I just remember
7.
hearing Heavy in the Game and hearing Richie Rich, and I was like, even as a kid, I was like, it's cool. Then the remix for I Got 5 drops just a few months later.
Yup.
And it was like, oh,
Okay.
That guy is kind of good.
Yeah.
And Richie Rich is probably easily a top 3 collaborator with Pac. I love hearing. I haven't heard anything Pac and Richie Rich on the same record. It wasn't anything that I didn't like.
Yeah.
They had a very nice, unique chemistry that their friendship was able to channel what was going on in the studio.
Mm-hmm. And just, it's funny that you mentioned it, like, when you first heard it, you know, it was, or when it first came out, you were like 5, right?
Right.
Yeah.
This was the first Tupac album that was in my house because my dad bought it simply for Dear Mama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Back in the time when you had to buy albums.
But my dad don't even
singles.
listen to fucking like hip hop like that. You know what I mean? So it was a trip. When I first popped it in, I was like, oh, Dad, do you want this? Because he's cussing a lot.
I mean, like, Dear Mama, that's like the Mother's Day anthem. And just...
I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was probably like one of the first songs where we celebrated a rapper for being vulnerable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, well, you know, I Need Love is kind of, that's vulnerable as well. You know
that's what I'm saying. I think
like,
it was one of the first, but like, I Need Love was still like you still trying to get some pussy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not, and I want to take away from Ice Cube, or not Ice Cube, but LL, because he went through it to make that a standard.
He set that standard for
Aubrey. So I don't want to take away from, I don't want to take away from him and his fight for that.
Right.
But there was still kind of all right, you a little simpy, but we get it. You know, you gotta say what you gotta get. I think this one was kind of like the first one where it was
like completely vulnerable.
He made you, like, as a listener, it was like you got very emotional listening to this, and it was okay. Like, it didn't matter. It's like, nah, this is what Thug Life is about. I heard a lot of people say that. This is what Thug Life is about. You being true to who you are and your background. And I'll be damned if any of us got hate for our mothers. You know, that type of, like, so I always thought that was very interesting with that record alone. And then with Easy Mo B,
bro,
the play, like,
oh my god,
because remember, you got to put the time frame together for those that don't look at production credits.
Yeah,
Easy Mo B's coming off of Ready to Die.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So then he goes into this,
To Me Against the World,
which, if you know the story about Big, while everything was still cool between him and Pac, Big wanted some of those records to put on Ready to Die, and Easy Mo B was like, nah, I got some of these for Pac. And he was like, man, fuck Pac. Like, you know, jokingly as a friend. I want that shit. So there was still that connection there in itself. There were records on the table that were attached to Pac and Biggie by Easy Mo B.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that to me was, you can't help but notice that because there's still that hardcore East Coast sound on this project.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And it ended up becoming the last hardcore East Coast sound on any Tupac project.
Yes, it was.
I wonder how long it took him to record this album. Because I know All Eyes on Me took 2 weeks. Machiavelli took, 3 days, 7 days, or whatever. I don't know how long
7 days.
Yeah, I wonder how long it took him to make this one. Because he really took his time. Because he's coming out strictly.
It says this one was. It said it was recorded between 93 and 94.
Oh, yeah, because that's what fucking Are You Still Down, All You Still Down record. Because the All You Still Down
these were
album was it was a combination of Me Against the World and Thug Life records. So
yeah, that and then the Strictly for My Niggas, some of those sessions as well.
Yeah.
I still get emotional when I hear some of these records.
I feel you. The album is fucking amazing, still to this day.
Yeah.
To me, Pac at his most rawest is Machiavelli. To me, because I love albums that have the artist at their most rawest form.
Yeah.
That's Machiavelli. Just 13 tracks, straight to the point. Okay, this is what you want.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, Me Against the World, that's him. It's him at his core, but it's the other side of it. Like, he's being really introspective on himself, looking around at his whole surroundings and shit like that.
Yeah.
And pretty much saying, like, yeah, I know death is coming for me.
Because I like to, how I say the final three, Me Against the World is his most vulnerable. Mm-hmm. All Eyes on to Me is his most celebratory of life. Mm-hmm. And Machiavelli is his most honest.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You're cool.
Yeah. I 100% agree with you.
It's
It's his most raw. Mm-hmm. But I think with Pac, he was just naturally raw to begin with. So I think another word, it was blatantly honest.
It was blatantly
like he didn't hide
honest.
anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
That fits it perfect.
Yeah. I think that's how you just defined that trilogy. He was most vulnerable, celebratory, and his most honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, you pick one of those 3 albums and add it to anybody's catalog, and you're looking at that artist differently.
For sure.
This man did these in 3 years.
Hey, Strictly for My Niggas is really underrated, by the way.
It's good. It's good.
I mean, bro, not to be, Tupac, biggest fan or whatever,
right.
but like, literally all of his albums are really fucking good.
Yeah.
and Tupacalypse now is kind of on me.
Oh, you tripping.
It's the one Pac album I least listen to. Strictly for My Niggas is very, very...
The only reason why I don't
least listen to...
That's understandable.
When I say least, it's the most
though.
tracks I skip. I skip a lot of tracks on that album.
I'll say this. The reason why it's the least most listened for me is because of the mixing and the mastering.
Okay.
The volume levels are too low.
Yeah.
And obviously that has to do with the age and the changing of literally just how fast technology works in a span of... Apocalypse Now was 91. Machiavelli was 96.
Yeah.
Literally how fast technology can change in that span.
And not even that, but also the person who you had doing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who did Tupacalypse Now or whatever, right? But I know who did All Eyes on Me.
Right.
That was Dr. Dre. He didn't make shit sound horrible.
Yeah.
So
but for me, with Tupacalypse Now, I mean, Trapped, I don't give a fuck. Words of Wisdom, Crooked Ass Nigga, If My Homies Call, Brenda's Got a Baby, and then Rebel from the... Like, there's just too many out here to...
Rebel
Even how it starts. Young black male, hard as an erection. Young black male. That shit's hard to this day.
Hey, man.
Rebel.
Shit's dope, bro.
Yeah.
Like, this shit is dope.
Don't get me twisted. Like, I agree with you. It's the one I listen to the least. But I can put on Pac albums and I can just let them run.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily go to skip them.
I feel it.
Even with I know how you feel about the second disc on All Eyes on Me.
Oh yeah.
Even the second disc.
Yeah.
I let that shit not. I'm gonna give myself a challenge. Like, I want to challenge myself and see if I can condense All Eyes on Me. And
well, you ain't got nothing but time, bro.
I don't have nothing but time. So like,
you know what I mean?
I think, and honestly, I say it's not just All Eyes on Me. I'm gonna try that with as many double discs as I can try. Like, I think that'll be dope to just figure out.
I did that with
That
Blueprint
is a
2.
cool, like, musical
Yeah.
project.
I did that.
Fuck with that.
I did that with Blueprint 2. Well, they did 2.1, but I did that with Blueprint 2. Did that with Scorpion. I don't think you could do that with Life After Death. Life After Death has too many
think you
great
can.
tracks.
Yeah, I think you could.
I think you could.
Yeah, you probably could.
I mean, the thing is, it's not going. I'm going to condense it to the amount of songs that's on each album. You'd obviously have to extend it out, but I think I'd probably just do a cutoff where it's like, okay, I only get to add 4 more songs to the first disc. So we're Life After Death. I think was it's 12 tracks per. So that would be like a 16-track album. So I would want to see if I could do that. Pac would.
I mean, okay, I'm thinking back. I think one of the only songs I could probably take out on Life After Death would be the Lil' Kim record. And Player Hater. I'll take those 2 songs out.
I think I would take Player Hater out too, but I love Player Hater.
Oh yeah, for trolling reasons.
I think that would probably be one of the 2 or 3 I would try to hold on to till the very end. Because I just love what they like. That's like a perfect skit song.
Yeah.
Because there was just so much heavy fucking content on Life After Death. Like, I feel like that was kind of like the Flavor Flav of Life After Death, where it was that necessary just put it in there to kind of soften all this shit up.
Right.
So yeah, but I think I'm gonna try that challenge for as many double albums as I can, not just in hip hop, but double albums. Period.
Shit.
Well,
You want to see how I could do with that?
it was the 25th anniversary of Me Against the World, and another album turned, and another album. The person that Pac arrived in their dreams. His album turned 5 years old, and that is Kendrick Lamar's "To Pimp a Butterfly," the album of the decade to us. It's the album of a generation.
It really is.
Just what is there to say? We've talked about this album so many times. What else is there to say about this shit?
We've talked about, but honestly, as much as we've talked about, we've never gone in depth with it.
What is there I mean, it's more like it's kind of hard to go in depth with it because the album is so self-explanatory. It just sums it up. Like, it's like, I'm like, what is there to talk about?
See, and that's the thing to me is like, it reminds me of a Tupac album in that sense. It's like, it's just right there, right in front of your face. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's what I loved about it.
I'm like, it's really nothing to really like jump into. It's the story of Kendrick innerly just kind of rediscovering himself. And not everyone keeps saying it's too black. It's like, there's nothing really, I mean, it's black, of course, black artist made it. But pretty much he rediscovered himself, went to Africa, came back home and brought that knowledge to his people.
Yeah.
And then had a conversation with Tupac.
Lucky,
Spoilers.
Lucky bastard.
Spoilers.
You know, I mean,
shit.
it's really nothing else. Like he talked to God, he talked to the devil, he fucking had conflicted with his homeboys, with institutionalized, you know, how they had the institutionalized mindset. That's what everyone's going through right now. They're institutionalized. They're trying to say, like, no, you don't go out, but it's like, nah, this is just who I am. They're so fixated on that mindset that you need to turn up no matter what.
Fucking social mediaized.
That too.
Yeah.
You know? And then, you know, misusing your power with these walls, like, you know, I'm using my influence to, you know, fuck other bitches just to get back at somebody. And of course, the depression on you, the soundtrack everyone needs to be listening to right now is All Right. I mean, come on now, like, we gonna be all right at the end of the day. And then, you know, the devil tries to tempt him, and he's like, fuck that, I'm going to Africa. And goes to Mama, and he meets up with his homeboys with hood politics, and of course the classic, Obama's favorite, How Much a Dollar Costs, where he has a conversation with God. Mm-hmm. And then
he don't know it's God, just so you guys know.
Yeah, no, spoilers.
You know what I mean? Yeah, spoilers.
How much a dollar costs to me is an extension of what if God was one of us?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's the hip hop version of that.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah,
You know
so
what I mean?
to me, that's what makes it more special.
And then we had the only
you could tell that's what the inspiration was.
Then we had the only rap feature on the album with Complexion, a Zulu Love with Rhapsody.
A lot of people's first introduction to Rhapsody.
Which kind of set up Eve in a way. And of course, the controversial track, The Black of the Berry.
The most aggressive
Man.
on here. And did it with Boy Wonder.
I'll just be completely honest though. When I first heard this track as it was released as a single, I thought it was cool. I didn't think it was like nothing spectacular and shit. You know what I mean? I was like, I thought
it was the complete opposite of I. You know?
Yeah, exactly. So then, what you call it? When the album came out,
and then you hear in the
context, I was like, oh, you motherfucker.
See, for me, I liked I because Busby and I talked about this.
Yeah.
We didn't know what the outrage for was, why people didn't like I.
Right. The hype. It was the hype that was...
Yeah, no, it was a good song.
Yeah, I was like, it was a good song.
A really good song.
No, but the thing was, it was like everyone was so hyping this track. It was Kendrick's first album since Good Kid, Mad City. The first official single since Good Kid, Mad City. And Kendrick had all that hype. So people will wait. Like I said, everyone was waiting for Kendrick to just, you know, fuck up and like, I told you so. So then when I dropped, everyone was like, that's fucking trash. We need the bangers. Because they're listening, because you gotta remember, Drake was just feeding them and feeding them.
Yeah, at that time, it was the Lucy's.
Yeah, the Lucy. Yeah,
and then this was, for context, that was going on, and then Future had started the runs with mixtape going into Dirty Sprite 2.
And folks were saying, like, how can you call Kendrick the GOAT if he's just not in, if he's not in it like that, and because he was on tour around this time period too. So so I came out there when you heard You, I was like,
oh no, but I was gonna say, so I had no problem with it. I was like, I like it. As soon as the first drum hit on Black of the Berry, I fell in love with that song. Because
you're talking about as a single.
As a single,
okay.
Because at that point, what was going on in America
with Trayvon Martin,
people that look like all of us in here. Right. Martine, you are not excluded. You are a brown man. Yeah, so for everybody that looks like us, to hear the aggression on that spoke my life. I was so fucking fed up. Yeah, just what was going on, because it's like, I don't matter.
See. From that aspect, I liked it. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, I'm speaking pure musically.
Yeah, of course.
Like, when I first heard it, it was just like it was like, wait, this had. I didn't see the correlation between I and this. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I was thrown off.
Right.
Yeah. But when like I said, once I heard it in the context, I was like, oh man, you got this.
Yeah. No, for me, it was love at first listen. Like, I love this song.
And then of course you get to You Ain't Gotta Lie. And that's, people call that one of the Drake disses. Oh, you got King Kunta. Everyone always refers back to that record when the ghostwriting allegations came out about Drake. Everyone refers back to that record, and I was like, oh, Kendrick knew. And then the shocking, he had so much balls for this. How he switched up I on the album version.
And it was a live
rendition of it. How because he was performing the song on SNL and all these other spots. He flipped it and said, nah, fuck the fucking, what's it called? Fuck the single version. Studio version. Yeah. This is the live version. And he did it in a way to, with the little rap he had in the end talking about the word nigga or niggas.
Yeah. But there's something important to point out with the live version too. Mm-hmm. flips the second and third verse in order. Mm-hmm. So they're not in order as the studio version. It's kind of like he flipped it. And then it's the awareness to, if I'm performing this live, I got to have moments to stop to have them repeat what's being said. So there's blank moments in it, so it gives the impression it's a live as before he's doing this live. Yeah, which you got the balls to do that. Like,
for sure, and for sure, you're taking out, like, in my opinion, you're taking out your first single. Yeah, and then you're, for all intents and purposes, adding an interlude. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because that's really what it turned out to be, kind of. You know,
and then he remixes it, and then it goes right into Mortar Man, where he's really just giving all these scenarios like, yeah, I might get fucked. Like, shit could, like, it was kind of like a prelude to the Me Too movement. Oh, like, if shit hits up, are you still going to be, when shit hits the fan, are you still a fan? Like, are you still going to be a fan of me if all this shit comes out about me? So he alluded to Michael, to not Farrakhan, what's his name? He fucking visited in Africa. Oh my God. Mandela. There you go. And talked about Mandela, talked about all that. And I really love that track. Sometimes I just replay it. But then you think the album isn't over, but oh no. So the thing that connects this whole album together is like there's a poem. Like he keeps there's a poem.
It's a spoken word piece.
A spoken word piece. A poem piece or whatever. And he keeps talking, and every time that it gets longer and longer and longer. And then, by the end, he says the whole shit again, kind of wraps up the album, and then he's speaking to somebody. And all of a sudden, he goes like, yeah, so what's the ground represent? And then all of a sudden, you just hear Tupac. And instead, he got a Tupac feature, but he didn't do what other rappers would have did. Got a fucking rapping verse and just copy and paste it and shit like that. He was like, no, I'm going to talk like we're actually having a conversation.
Yeah, it was. I forgot who did the interview, but it was an unreleased. If it wasn't unreleased, it was a very
rare
under the radar interview.
Yeah,
and I remember for free.
Yeah, because I remember. So now that we're off the track list, we get into what happened. So remember, this was supposed to drop March 23rd.
Yeah,
but Interscope fucked up with iTunes and the shit leaked. Was the clean version only?
Clean version came out
first. The clean version dropped the 15th, but I think East Coast time it was the 16th.
Okay.
So that's where the confusion for me always kicks in, because everybody says the 15th, but I'm like, well, technically, if we're going off East Coast time, this dropped the 16th, which is today. But at this point, it's like 15th, 16th, whatever. But it was just the fact that happened. It was like, wait, what? And I remember Busby sent it to me, and he's like, you might want to get this before it gets taken off, but it's the clean version. And I hit him back, I was like, I'll just wait till the regular comes out. I'm not going to listen to the clean. And then shortly after he hits me back, here's the explicit. You might want to get it before it goes down. And then I remember my boy Connor, I guess he listened to the clean. I don't remember if he listened to the clean or waited, but he was already almost done. And he hit me in our group message, and he was like, you're really going to like the ending of this album. And so I went into it like, okay, cool, like whatever. As soon as I heard Pac's voice, like I just started crying. Like I was just like, wow, this is like the same way I cried about Kobe.
Yeah.
It's the same. Like that's how it hit for me with Pac. Like, you know, Pac's my favorite rapper.
And
so to hear it, so in Buzz, like how Buzz was saying, to hear it not in a verse that has where verses or certain lines have been recycled and replaced. But it's like him talking in words that I haven't heard him use in context before. It was like,
that was wild.
You just brought him back to life for like the last 5 minutes of this album. Like, how the hell did you do that?
Yeah, and that was one of the times I was speechless. I heard his voice and I was like, what the fuck? And then it was like that LeBron me, what the fuck?
Yeah.
and then I remember you pointed out, like when we were talking about the album, if you really think about it, the only features that are on this album, he had the main players of Death Row on here. He had Dre. He spoke on Wesley's Theory.
Dre spoke on Wesley's Theory.
And Snoop was on Institutionalized. And then
and it still gets. It does not. Song does not get enough credit.
Oh yeah.
Oh nah, seriously.
That song does not get enough credit.
If we're being completely honest, man, I mean this album doesn't get enough credit.
No, it doesn't.
You know what I mean?
And then in the end, you hear Pac. And it's like and then the thing about this album is that the features didn't sway away from Kendrick. Kendrick had a control on this whole, no pun intended. He had you on the driver's seat throughout the entire album. He was driving this album. It got to the point I would forget about Dre. I would forget about Snoop. Like when you're almost done with the album, Kendrick has you so captivated that you're just like, where is this album going?
Yeah.
Like, where is this going? And then when it ends, it's like, and it just ends abruptly too.
Yeah, because it would literally be, you would go from how he would end one song, and you would think it'd go one direction, and then he gets back to the spoken word, and then it takes you somewhere else, and it's like, wait, what the fuck?
This would be a fire.
But it's not a what the fuck, like, what the fuck are you doing? It's what the fuck, like, where are we going now?
Yeah,
like,
seriously. Seriously.
Damn, the fact that he goes from Wesley's Theory into what he does on For Free. Like, you gotta remember, this is his second album.
This is an album that you do after, like, your fourth album. Like, when you have to sell, after you sold millions of records already.
This is your
experiment.
This is the album that the label promised you that you could make.
He said, fuck this.
Seriously.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, definitely. Where you get free reign, you can do,
where it's like
pick your production, pick your, do whatever the fuck you want.
You sold us all the units. Here's, you can finally go in with who you want to do. And he did it for a second one.
His second
Third
album.
to me, technically, because I count Section, but his second on a major.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's just crazy.
He said, this is my mind frame. Fuck it. This is my mind frame going into this. And I remember when the album came out, man, like the people, like Twitter didn't know how to handle it. It was just like people were calling it a classic. People were calling it's slow and trash. And then when time went on, the year went on, people were saying, oh, Future's better than this.
No.
Oh, Drake's album was better than this.
No.
Oh, well, I know you know. And other albums were better than this.
No.
It got to the point where it was just like, nah, this is not only album of the year. We're looking at like a game changer, damn near.
Yeah.
I'll say this
twice, because Good Kid, Mad City came out before.
Yeah. And see, that's something I want to touch on this first, but I want to get back because there's a role that Good Kid plays in this where it's just like, this just lets you know, as an artist, it ain't just bars for him. It is everything.
Yeah.
Even down to the artwork. You can tell his hand is on everything.
Yeah.
But as time has gone by, I've come to admit, and I don't even put up a fight with it. Dirty Sprite 2 and If You're In This Too Late are more socially and culturally more impactful than this album. And you can't say they weren't. I mean, If You're Reading This Is Too Late, we get the quote-unquote commercial mixtape, and then everybody releases what's considered a mixtape. So that did culturally do something.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah.
Dirty Sprite 2 culturally did something, because after that it was this wide range of turn-up music, but it wasn't the aggressive turn-up. It was melodic turn-up.
Yeah.
Which then forced everybody to start changing.
It's kind of like the switch in the trap music, basically.
Yeah. I would even say, in a way, Rodeo was even more impactful, just off the fact that you started getting those 2-for-1 songs. Remember, like, Oh My This Side. I remember the first time I heard Oh My This Side, I went just as crazy as I did hearing some of these songs. Because I remember I was just like, what the fuck is he, like, it was the same thing. Where the fuck are you taking me? And it was really my first introduction was just him and Quavo by themselves. Yeah. Which is one of the reasons why Jack Huncho is kind of a letdown, because
you expected more.
Yeah, because Oh My This Side, like, shit. Yeah. I would have bought all the stock I could have bought in them just from that one song alone. Right. So in those 3 projects, I will be the first to admit, as far as cultural impact, they tend to have more of a cultural impact. But in terms of overall body of work, oh man, and just the lasting effect, and I finally come around. I think I'm now leaning towards Rodeo being that classic. I think it just kind of took time for it to develop for me. Yeah. But even in the midst of that, like, this is that album that reigns supreme over all of them. My ears.
Yeah, to my ear, it's like, and then of course to go back when people were trying to discredit it, when you have publications like Complex trying to discredit this album. When I'll never forget that article to this day. I'm never gonna forget, why are people pretending to like this album? Like, how? And people say it's hard to listen to. It's not an easy listen. And I'm like, what do you mean it's not an easy listen? Kendrick is literally holding your hand throughout the entire album by your ears, like, you know. He's literally, like, you have to listen to this to grasp what he's saying. He's not saying nothing like some Jay Electronica shit, like super lyrical miracle. He's not rapping fast like M. He is literally holding your hand and he's telling you what is going on. Even as a poem that connects everything.
Yeah.
Like everything is connected in the end. You have to listen and maybe you have to think. But niggas don't like thinking.
Nah,
that's for sure.
And this is crazy. And what led to this, to the Kuta Group sessions, which was still one of the greatest, one of the best things I've seen live. One of the greatest things. Yeah. And it's fucking great. Like, and then after that leads to that, and then the fucking Untitled, Unmastered shit, the shit he was performing, and then he got snubbed at the fucking Grammys. Ugh.
Yeah.
He didn't get snubbed, but he should have won.
Nah, he got snubbed for the Grammy of the night.
Yeah,
but
all the rap
he walked
ones.
away with 5.
Yeah,
all the rap album, all the rap categories.
Yeah.
But shit, man, like this album really is just top. And the new generation. That's why when I say that Kendrick is better, I dare anyone. No one has ever dropped an album better than this in this decade. I mean, in the last decade.
No, there's no way.
No one has.
There's no way. And I mean, everybody knows, aside from Martine, just how we praise My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. And even when I consider that is pure peak perfection.
Yeah.
I still give this the edge over that just because of, to me, what the album meant and what it signified. Because, I mean, we talk about balls for what he did for Tupac. It takes balls to come out with Section 80.
Yeah.
Go from Section 80 to say, wait a minute, I did that, that's cool. But for my major label debut, I'm going to go back in time and I'm going to tell you about a day that I had. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be the premise of my album.
Yeah. He had this idea.
So we're going to do that.
A day in the life, literally.
That is my debut.
Yeah.
Once I finish with that, it's right where Section 80 left off.
Literally. It's like the sequel.
So it's the balls to then do that, say, wait a minute, for this I'm going to give but no, I'm coming back to this, and then go back to it, and it just go in depth, and it's like, I remember people think to this day it's hyperbole. I'm telling you, I did not listen to anything else for 2 weeks.
Same here.
Yeah.
I listened to this album for 2 weeks straight.
Like crack. There was nothing.
Yeah.
There was nothing you really couldn't listen to.
It's an album because it's an album where you can't just skip. You have to, once you start the album, there's no skipping.
The only song you can really just listen to by itself, in my opinion, is How Much a Dollar Costs.
Yeah, that's the only one.
One of the only ones. After that, you really.
I mean, all right.
Yeah, all right too.
All right, but it's the single version of All Right.
Oh yeah, the single one. You can't listen to it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But other than that, like this out, like sometimes I catch myself. Like he even made videos for like damn near not all the track. He made videos for I and All Right, which was if that shit would have came out during VMAs during its peak era, it would have won a whole shitload of VMAs.
Can we just talk about You?
And I've been waiting, baby.
If there was one song that I would give to any fan just of music, period, especially somebody that wants to do programming and engineering and all that, I'm telling them to sit down and listen to You. Mm-hmm. It's just that,
Dog.
and it's just the little details. Mm-hmm. And if this bottle can talk, clink.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Nigga, am I sitting here watching you do like
and then
the fucking crispness of Mixed by Ali to just make that just
little
and it's
peak.
it's just the littlest detail.
Yeah.
But it makes the difference in that record.
Mm-hmm.
See, the thing to me, engineer wise, right?
Yeah.
It was amazing to listen to. Like, honestly, it was complete that song I'm talking about. Just that song. Like, it was completely fucking amazing to listen to. The way what he does with his voice, the little sound effects here and there, shit like that. But dog, if I was the one doing that shit, nah, bro. We doing this shit regular. Like, you ain't fucking, no, we ain't doing no bullshit. Like, I'm gonna EQ your shit. I'm gonna fucking make sure it sounds right.
Yeah.
That's it. Fuck you.
No, it takes a special level of patience to be Ali and Soundwave to be there with him.
Loads of time, I'm sure.
And,
you know what I mean?
And also, it's just like other parts about this album. It's just everything about it is just great. So then when people try to tell me like the album's not that good or other stuff, and they're explaining it to you, and you be like, okay. At this point, I don't even say nothing. I just call them idiots.
Bro, I had to fucking when we first got this album, right? I was like, all right, I ain't gonna listen to this shit till I'm able to drive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I literally went out at night and I was just driving, not going nowhere, just driving.
Yeah.
I had to fill up my tank because I kept listening to that fucking album. Dog. Like,
yeah,
shit was crazy.
This is headphone music to a T. Like, this is just absolutely great. I don't know what more we can say about this goddamn album.
This is the epitome of just press play and
enjoy the show.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like a play. I can see To Pimp a Butterfly being a play one day.
Funny, I just got the email for it.
What?
For the 5-year anniversary.
Yeah. I can just imagine if this was like a play. Like it could be as a play, like a one-man play or some shit. But
yeah, it's.
I mean, well, yeah. Back to the videos. So there was All Right. Mm-hmm. There was All Right. There was There was These Walls. Then there was he called it. What's it called? God is Gangsta
was for you and
the For Free, not For Free. No, For Sale.
For Sale
interlude. Yeah. And then there was another one. I feel like there was another one he did. I don't know. But the only thing I'm mad about is that we never got that song, Tell Me Who Bitch Nigga Hating on Me. We never got that shit.
Oh, I know, man.
Never got that. I thought that was going to be on Untitled Master.
I was hoping.
No.
I see some things like that I appreciate because it just adds to the mystique.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just like, what does your vault really sound like?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
seriously,
what does your vault sound like if that is just, hey, we're just going to play this into All Right.
Yeah.
And this is like the one time we get to see Black Hippie and, all four of them together in the rare time since all of them have become, respectable in their own solo careers.
Right.
We're just going to let them rock in the car and the police officers are going to be carrying them. And then it goes to, just when you start getting into it, boom.
And they filmed that shit in Oakland, too.
Yeah.
Damn, I was at work that time when I saw they were in Oakland. I was like, oh, motherfucker. Should have been out there. They were in the hood, too.
Well, I mean,
obviously.
Yeah, no, this, I guess just to wrap it up, this is just a once-in-a-lifetime
album.
I wouldn't even say just now, it's just a once-in-a-lifetime piece of art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally, if you weren't there to experience it, we can just describe it to you.
And in a way,
you just won't understand.
And in a way, Damn was almost like his victory lap. No pun intended. It was like his victory lap.
And Damn to me is like, it's all these are going in chronological order. So like, Damn is how you can choose where Damn goes in his chronological order. You can put Damn at the end, like, I'm feeling myself now. I'm bigger than what I am.
Oh,
how?
Yeah.
If you play it in reverse.
Yeah.
Or if you happen to do that too, you can probably put it right in between Good Kid, Mad City and To Pimp a Butterfly. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can kind of, however you play that album, you can. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
I was thinking about it too when you were saying that Section 80, then he went to Good Kid, which is like the prequel. I was like, man, this is like legit on some Star Wars shit, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, so I don't know what Kendrick got planned now. I mean, with the coronavirus going on, he's probably still in his bunker recording.
Keep taking your time.
Take your sweet ass time, man.
If I gotta wait till October, I'm cool.
After To Pimp a Butterfly, I was like, you can take your sweet ass time. I don't. With Kendrick, take your sweet ass time. He's gonna show up when he shows up.
Kendrick is one of 3 or 4, I'll say 4 max, where I do not care. I don't have to listen to anything beforehand anymore.
Yeah.
Just tell me when it drops. I will put my $12.99 to the side. If you are still doing physicals, because he's one of those few too where I double buy the copies.
Yeah.
I buy digital and I buy the physical.
Right.
Just tell me when it is. And I'm going to put extra money aside because whenever you come here, I'm taking the day off and I will be there.
Right. One of the other artists.
Crit,
of course.
Yeah, always.
I've gotten up to Travis Scott now.
Yeah, for the experience.
I've gotten there, and I would have to think hard about that 4th one because I think it's probably an R&B at this point. But I'd have to think about it. I know those 3 for sure. It's Kendrick, Crit, and Trav.
Yeah,
I've reached that point where it's like,
that makes sense.
Like I said, Kendrick has earned that title of like patience.
Yeah.
Like, this is what patience gets. Because compared, like again, I always try to compare it to Drake, because Drake cannot disappear. He's always around, always giving you singles, always popping up. Like, don't forget me, don't forget. And, Kendrick is just like, I'll show up when I show up. Right. I'll be in the rafters.
Please forget me. When I come back,
I'm going to remind you niggas who the fuck I am. That's why I'm so glad when The Heart Part 4 came out.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm just waiting for the Heart Part 5. You know what I mean? And then
somebody brought up a good point. They were like, "There's probably not gonna be any more hearts." because the heart only has 4 chambers.
Oh.
That's too scientific for me.
And I thought about that, and I was like, that would make sense why part 4 sounds the way it does.
Yeah.
Remember part 1, he's like this wide-eyed kid that just wants to make it. In part 4, it's basically, fuck you, this is my house, you go through me.
Like, I can just imagine
that would
Kendrick.
make sense.
Yeah.
I can just imagine
keep
Kendrick.
it going.
Before he did that track, I think he listened to the first playback of Damn, and he was like, "Whoo, I'm shitting on niggas. Whoo,
He had to have. Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm going in the booth right now. Oh, who dropped? Well, Drake dropped, and he was like,
Oh yeah. What happened to your channel? There's powerful niggardry at work.
I'm gonna keep it funky. I really hope he's waiting for Drake to drop it.
I was just about to ask, do you think he's going to test it this go around this year? Because at this point we know both of them are going to drop.
They have to.
Like, do you think he's going? Do you think he's going to run up on them?
I want it to.
I believe everything is God's plan. Get it? Ha. If the coronavirus,
God is gangster.
God is gangster. The coronavirus is going on right now. This is my prediction. Coronavirus is going to go all the way to maybe May. I'm being optimistic. I feel Drake, Kendrick, and Cole are going to drop consecutively.
Coronavirus is going to turn Candyman.
Fucking insane.
Could you imagine that? Like, say, I don't know who's going to drop first, but sometime in the fall.
Let's say Cole. Let's say Cole.
I think Cole's going to drop. He's going to be the last. Drake's going to wait for Kendrick. Kendrick's going to drop first. Drake will be next, and then it will be Cole. Back to back to back. Like September.
I see it the other way around. Oh, excuse me. Woo, that was crazy. I see it the other way around. Cole's going to drop first because he's independent of them two. Like, he's not thinking about either of them.
Exactly.
Kendrick is waiting for Drake, in my opinion. I feel. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what it is. Because, I mean, why is he... why would he wait this long already? You know what I mean? So, he's going to wait for Drake to pop. Once he does that shit, then his album is going to come out. And he's going to try to wash them all.
But Cole's more that person that always observes everything that's going on in the world and all that retrospect shit. Or he'd be introspective, retrospect. So he's observing everything, and then he's gonna I'm just gonna wait till the end of the year because he's always in the end of the year. So I say probably in November, but I think that's what it's gonna go.
We'll see, bro. But I don't know, man. Like I said, I just feel like Cole's just like he's not tripping on them like that.
I know he's not tripping on them. I'm talking about when he's dropping. But I really feel it will be back to back to back.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be wild.
And Kendrick will have the best album out of both of them.
About 3.
It's not far-fetched considering that all 3 of them got their own personalized, I don't want to call them festivals, but they got their own personalized stage. So Drake's got OVO Fest, Cole's got Dream Fest, and then Kendrick, a part of TDE, has TDE and Nickerson. The Christmas.
Oh, the Christmas
show.
Yeah, that's more of a charity shit though.
But it's
still
their own
there.
those are calendar events.
Yeah, calendar events. But Kendrick hasn't really done nothing like spectacular during those shows.
No, but what I'm saying is this: if there's any time for each one of them to take command of their own sets, it would be the time for each one of them to take command of their own sets in this time.
But I'm thinking because the coronavirus shit's happening, this pandemic and shit's going on. So
no, but that's what I'm saying.
I'm just rethinking everything I'm saying. Everything is kind of put on pause until the summer, pretty much. So now that I'm thinking about it, I think Drake's gonna drop first. Then it will be Kendrick.
Well, I would think it would be Cole because usually Dreamfest is before OVO Fest.
Well, they postponed Dreamfest.
No, but what I'm saying is even when it comes back, I'm sure it'll probably be before OVO Fest.
It's in August too. Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I would expect Cole to drop for that. Then I'd expect Drake, in being a very smart businessman and partnering up with Caffeine and doing all that, I think that's going to be tied going into OVO Fest. And then I would expect Kendrick to drop last, as closest to the performance for the Christmas Get Back. It just would make sense. Like you got all these platforms that you could just take advantage of just off of one project. Like,
Who knows, man? Maybe Kendrick will be first. Who knows?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, man, I'm excited.
Oh, for
like
sure.
I'm saying, when it comes to this virus, in the words of Kendrick, we gonna be all right.
Yeah.
I really fully believe we will be all right.
I'm excited for all 3. Like, different levels for each one. But I gotta admit, what Drake gave me those two songs, it got me up to like again. Well, all right, let's see.
I'm excited for 2 out of 3.
When I listen back to my playlist, which you can get, you know, my Drake playlist of all the AM, PM, and his deep tracks. I was listening to them, and they all literally just sounded the same to me, like the same concept, same everything, and I'm just like. You haven't really showed no growth, and he still to this day has not showed no growth.
That's what I've been saying.
I know we've all been saying that.
Views. I played Views back earlier this week because it started raining.
It is good raining weather.
And I was like, this is the perfect time to play it. Still should have dropped in January. I'm not going to say November or December because at that time it gets towards the end of the year and the industry starts closing. Right. As soon as the industry opened up in January, that album should have dropped right then and there to start 2016.
That could have been his To Pimp a Butterfly because I remember he said that originally it was going to be nothing but songs on there. It was going to be like ballads and sing songs, no rapping on there. Then he got spooked and added the rapping bag.
Yeah.
So if he would have did that, I would have been like, oh, you have balls. But he didn't have balls.
He has no balls.
Right? Yeah, you said it.
You talking shit, man.
Anything else?
Yeah, actually, so there was shout out to All the Smoke podcast, Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. That is to me the #1 sports related podcast right now. They are well equipped on that. Of course, they got Kobe's last interview before everything went down because I think Knuckleheads was before that. Yeah. So if I'm correct, they got Kobe's last interview. And it's such a nice atmosphere they bring. Of course, they are marijuana enthusiasts after sports. They were marijuana enthusiasts during sports. During the time they played. The last one they just did, they had Al Harrington, which was their former Warriors teammate, who now Al Harrington is the most profitable black man in the marijuana industry.
Yeah, his brand is Viola.
Viola, named after his grandma.
Yep. And by the way, fucking Matt Barnes actually owns the brand himself too. Yeah. 7 Leaves.
Yeah. So they are, the way they could just get these guys to just, like they get it. They're former players. Yeah. So they could get these guys to open up in ways that other people just aren't going to be able to do.
Well, yeah, because I mean, they got that comfortable feeling with each other. You know, they've probably known them 10 plus years being in the league with each other. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, there's that.
And it's this good chemistry. So, like, before I get into what I want to say, they went the Al Harrington one. They were talking about how because Al and Jack, remember, they were teammates before they got to the Warriors. Because they were part of the trade to the Warriors.
From the Pacers.
So remember, their final straw was when Jack and the team got into that fight with, not the brawl, but that fight, the gunfight with those guys outside the club.
Oh, shit.
And they were talking about it and how somebody ran up on Tinsley, so Jack came out with the hammer, and he was just smacking cats up with it. Somebody actually hit him with the car and knocked him 30 feet in the air, and it busted his mouth. So he had to get his teeth replaced. So then later on in the show, as they're joking around, going back and forth with each other, Jack and Matt, they're like taking shots at each other, and then Matt Barnes was like, "Yeah, I'm coaching my sons," and so Jack was like, "Yeah, you don't teach them that weak ass crossover," and then he was like, "Why don't you teach your kids not to get busted in their fucking mouth?" Oh shit! But just that pure entertainment where it's like. Yeah, we boys, but we'll go at each other too. It ain't nothing that. But their most recent episode, it had Snoop. Which...
That's interesting.
All the Smoke. Snoop.
Yep. He's a big sports fan.
And as big as a Laker fan Snoop is, we do know there was an attachment to that team from Snoop for the We Believe team. He was always at the game. The story goes, I don't know if you know, Busby, after they beat Dallas in Game 6, they went straight to Snoop's hotel room and they just smoked the whole night.
I bet they did.
So this episode was 2 hours, which I think was the longest one, and I was here for all 2 hours. But what got me interested about it was when they were, 2 things. One was when they asked Snoop about his transition from Death Row to No Limit. And how when they brought up Master P, I don't know if he said the name Harriet Tubman or if he said Underground Railroad, but it was to that effect.
Right.
That's how he views Master P. And then when he broke it down, it was Master P saved a lot of us from our record deals, and he got us in position to continue and get bigger than we were. And I thought that was the most interesting thing that somebody could have said about that, because when you think about Master P, No Limit was that platform that was an independent that had major label backing. And it was putting guys to the forefront. I think No Limit in 98 dropped 23 albums or some shit like that.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah, they were putting out albums left and right. Man. Now that I'm thinking about it,
they
like
were just chucking them.
That same type of cover art,
right?
You know what I mean? Like,
because I remember 98. I remember 98 was how I found out about Bavgate through. Through Steady Mobbing.
Yes, Steady fucking Mobbing.
Because then when Bavgate showed up on Thiz, it was like, oh shit, Bavgate, like
and actually it said on there, if I recall, Bavgate of Steady Mobbing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So,
right.
Yeah.
So it was like all these group of artists that were housed under this label. Like that was interesting. But what ultimately got me for the topic at hand is Snoop called himself the first hip hop free agent. In that he went from a winning franchise in Death Row and went on to No Limit, and he still was winning. So when I started thinking about it, it was, well, technically he wasn't the free agent because he still was signed contractually to Death Row. It was kind of like, it was more so of a trade. And later on, he also admitted that Pac was that first free agent because, of course, through the whole 94 case, Interscope kind of just let him, they kind of just washed their hands with him.
Right.
So he was out there in the open, and Snoop was like, we got to get him. Like, you know, got to get him here.
Yeah.
Suge went and got him. So Pac, in that instance, was the first free agent. Snoop, to me, was the first superstar that demanded a trade like it was basketball. So then it got me thinking, if I'm running a label and I'm looking to acquire some artists, who in history am I going to look to try to acquire? And I thought that was a great topic to bring here.
Drake.
But see, Drake runs his own label. That's the thing. I'm talking about guys that are actually, that don't have their own label.
I was thinking about when he got released from Universal and shit like that in the Republic. Okay.
So I'm not thinking of a major like the four majors. I'm thinking of the subsidiary. Like the TDE, the Dreamville, those, like the No Limit. They're not the major, but they're the subsidiary that is making it happen.
So who would be the top free agent?
Damn.
I don't know.
For me, I'm going to go like this. First person I would have tried to swoop up, Corrupt in 97.
Oh, so you going that far?
Okay, you talking
I'm talking about in history, period.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense for you.
The first one I'm trying to swoop up is Corrupt.
I get that.
And I'm gonna try in my whole hardest to bring Daz along with him to keep DPG, because you also got to factor in real time effects. They had to leave their name with Death Row because Death Row owned the rights to the Dog Pound. So I would still try to find a way to get Daz.
Well, if we're going down that route,
and bring them over.
50 and 97 or 98 or 99 when Columbia dropped him from his shit.
That's good just for me. I think that was still too early. Because I think 50 proved his worth by having the mixtapes.
Yeah, but
it's going to sound crazy to you guys probably, but Kanye, when Jay didn't give him a shot.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he was a free agent.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was legit a free agent. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was.
That's the one I probably
But no one knew who Kanye was. They just saw him as the producer. They didn't see him as the rapper back then. I know what you mean. I know.
Like, I mean, seriously,
Yeah, I would have gotten Kanye and let him do what he got to do.
Yeah, because he wanted to rap.
Really wanted to rap.
He wanted to rap, but fucking Jay was like, nah, you're just,
and
you
gotta remember,
basically.
Dame Dash was the one that signed him, not Hove. Dame Dash was the one that believed in him.
Well, I mean,
to an extent.
That would be the one I'd probably go with. Kanye,
probably Kanye,
like pre-blueprint.
And when I say this, it doesn't stop at one. Like, you keep going.
Shit.
This is, I'm talking about, like, you're building a roster. And it's not just a roster at one time. It's a roster going back however far you want to pick an artist.
Shit.
And you have, like, because remember, they don't have to be on the label at the same time. You could literally just be putting together a storied franchise together just over the years to survive different eras moving forward.
Man, that'd be hard. Well, I guess M was a free agent. No one knew. He was undrafted because he wasn't even signed. He was undrafted. Undrafted. Same with fucking Big Sean. That's hard to say, man.
Yeah, I mean, because there's a lot of guys.
A lot of guys.
There is a whole lot.
There is. But that's the reason why I brought it up.
Yeah, I feel it.
But the top free agent in hip hop.
I like that shit.
One of the top free agents in hip hop at the time, like Pac was a free agent. Oh, yes, he was.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Maybe Lil Wayne at one point. Nah, but then Birdman got his contract, so that don't really count.
That's a tough one because if Jay couldn't do it, then
no
who
one
could?
stood a chance.
Who could get that contract?
Seriously.
The only person I was thinking Drake when he first came out, when he wasn't even signed to Cash Money yet. He was a free agent.
Yeah,
I would say Drake. He was, if he didn't sign with Cash Money, he would have been one of the biggest independent artists out there.
Yeah,
I'm thinking Chance, but that's like he looks good on paper, but.
So I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you a transaction I would have traded for, and this is solely going back to the time frame because of you got to factor in the popularity. It's not always about do I like the music. You also got to check the landscape of everything and understand the climate of everything that was going on. I would have traded for Fab. Fabulous.
Yeah.
I would have found a way to trade it for Fab going into Breathe.
Shit, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. That time frame, no, definitely.
For that time frame, I would have found a way to trade it for and got Fab on my roster.
Damn, that's a good one.
Like, because to me, it's obvious you go after the superstar because you want to get that. But if you can just get a stable of who they consider like the B-list and C-list guys, but they're just knocking song after song after song. I mean, think about it. On my label now, I've established that I would have found a way to get Corrupt and Fab. So I got somebody that is a top tier MC and has a knowledge about the East Coast with him being from Philly, but then him also living in LA. And now I can have him mentor this guy that's coming through in Fab.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm going after. It's not always about who do you like. It's who would you put on a roster to survive? Because to be honest, I would pick some acts that I wouldn't even care to listen to as a particular fan because they don't match my ear. But I see the impact they have, so it's like this makes all the sense in the world to do this.
Yeah.
Like I would have picked up Migos when they first started.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Actually, the reason why I went with Kanye, like as number one, is because this, bro. Like, producer first, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
That's me. But you gotta have that backbone, you know what I mean? And Ye would like set the tone for that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So at that point, you could bring and I'm not saying that no one that he's worked with is like nobody or whatever, but like you could bring in anybody and put them on your Kanye beat, and the shit will knock.
I'm gonna up you one.
Fuck.
I'm gonna get my backbone and I'm gonna up you one.
What's that?
My backbone's gonna be DJ Quick.
I wouldn't call it upping though.
Now remember,
I won't call it upping.
Now remember, this is the DJ Quick that has.
I love DJ Quick.
Now remember, this is DJ Quick that has transcended his sound every single album.
Yep.
And after before he transcended into his fourth album, he went and transcended the genre and did the Tony joint. So now he's proven that he can do multiple facets of the industry.
Yes.
Now Kanye is great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he's going to outbeat Kanye, but Kanye has a very distinct sound for certain artists that aren't Kanye.
Yes.
Quick can get you.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. Like the sound can like actually transfer basically.
Yeah.
Like the same sound.
It's the same. It's a funk. It's a G funk, but it's based in rhythm.
Yeah.
Right.
So he can kind of float across. Not saying Kanye can't, but Kanye for his production for others, it's typically you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
So for me, Quick is more versatile. And he's bringing in instrumentalists at that too. He's not just popping it in. Okay, now we're programming. He's bringing in a live bass player.
I'm starting to think like just of all the different Kanye beats and shit. Like fuck, man.
I think for future episodes, it would be cool to come in on paper and we put up X amount of names on the board, do a draft.
Oh, shit.
And then a few months later, do some trades, like some shit. Like I think that would be dope to really build. And then do, I don't like salary caps, but shit, maybe do like different point. But why not? Have fun.
I get it.
You know, like this is something to have fun with.
Once
like
again,
really,
we ain't got nothing but time.
Like, get you on that.
It's only too deep if you want to find an excuse not to.
I'm not saying no salary cap. It's just.
Well, because what I'm saying is that it's in a perfect world you would sign everybody, but you got to factor in how much, because you're not going to be able to pay attention to every single one of them. So there's going to be a lower dollar amount because, like, I can give you this attention. Obviously, the higher one, we're going to make you into the superstar.
Right.
But everybody else is kind of like, that's what I'm talking about, building a roster.
Like building
you're going to have
like
one
legit.
superstar, but you're going to need to build around that superstar.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well,
That's wild.
Man. We'll see. It sounds like a lot of shit, man. But anything else?
I'm excited to start doing that now. I'm going.
I'm ready to go.
I'm going home and I'm starting to work on that damn thing ASAP.
So when it comes to this show, I don't know. I mean, we might be on hiatus. Maybe we'll figure out a way to do this shit because we got to give it to the people.
Yeah.
Because shit's looking spooky. But as I've said before, we gonna be all right. So you can listen to past episodes, you can listen to our playlist. Those are going to keep being updated, of course.
Oh, yeah.
You know, those are always going to be updated. We're going to probably update our fucking, not upgrade, but keep our blog, our, Instagram, all that shit updated. Social media, there you go. We're going to keep that popping. Man, crazy times, man. It was all funny a week ago. Now shit's real, but you know what? Shit's still funny. And believe in faith. So
somebody said that that a written testimony is just Jesus is king for Muslims.
No, Allah is king. I saw that shit. I saw that shit.
Shit.
Anyway,
and then somebody else wrote down, they said this album is just for cats who call themselves 5%ers but don't actually believe what they talk about.
Pretty much, yeah. Sounds about right. There are people like that. Or don't even have the bank account for that shit.
Yeah.
Like Hove.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is episode 174.
Yes, sir.
The Illogical Sense Podcast. You can always follow me on the Twitter. Shout out to Mr. Fab. I will be back by the time this episode airs. I'll be back tweeting. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm just going to observe everything. But, follow us on Instagram at TLogicalSP. Well, no, on Twitter at TLogicalSP. Follow us on Instagram at The Illogical Sense. And, of course, on the Facebook.
Give me a hell yeah!
And on all social media, JC No.
Yes!
Come on, man.
Since we ain't got no sports, I'm definitely going to be talking to music with people. And actually, I shouldn't say no sports. With limited sports because free agency is popping.
And there's WWE.
Seriously.
Not really.
Yeah. But with that, I'll be talking limited sports. But I'm like I said, that last topic really got me thinking because I didn't really put much thought into it either. I was kind of freestyling as we were talking. But the more and more I kept thinking about it, I was like, we
should do that.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to try this shit. But the playlists are up. The throwbacks will be back this week because, again, we got number fucking time now.
Man.
Like, last week it was kind of a scare because it's just like, okay, what? I didn't want to drop one because I was just like, all right, how's
always be putting shit out in the universe and shit, but now we putting this shit in the universe. Because everything we say on this podcast always ends up happening somehow, some way.
Yeah. So, playlists are up. Just live life as if you have the coronavirus so you can make the proper adjustments.
Don't buy all the fucking, don't drink all the Kool-Aid. Don't buy all the toilet paper. Leave some meat. I mean, at this point, y'all stocked up enough.
Seriously, though. Take a fucking break.
For real. I mean, and like I said, maybe in the next month, shit's gonna blow up. No, not maybe. It will. Like I said, I'm putting this in the universe. It will blow over, or maybe, we can go outside again. But for 2 weeks out here in the Bay, quarantine and chill.
Yeah, so until then, you can follow me at Beats Be Killing Them on every social media platform and search Venomous, spelled VNMS, on all your digital streaming platforms. And stream my shit since, like I said, we ain't got nothing but time. Shit.
I'm gonna start going from we got so much time now. I'm gonna start learning how to produce.
Become Kanye.
I have all my DAWs, which is my digital audio workstations, like the Logic and the Pro Tools.
Right.
I had it all for audio engineering. And then I saw this app Melodics, where it's for you can either do $12.99 or $15.99 a month or some shit like that, or you just pay $150 for the year. You save some money, and you just have courses, and you give yourself lessons that you could just do throughout the day. I was like, I'm gonna learn music.
And you're gonna be like Kanye, lock yourself in a room for 3 summers.
Yeah, by the time Lakers come back out, I'm gonna be on fucking BeatStars. My shit gonna be ready. Chris, my shit's gonna be you could lease the 2 for the 45 and shit like that. I'm gonna be a fucking monster by the time this coronavirus kicks out.
Maybe staying home it's gonna be the new way. Tinder's gonna be taking a hit. Shit. Can't meet up these hoes no more.
Yeah. But you know, again, it's never a good thing when people are losing their lives. So it's not that.
Yeah.
But sometimes the world just needs a reset.
Yes.
Get your ass back in and evaluate what's going on and sit down and think.
Your life.
This is true.
I mean, because think about it. We're at this point, we are now looking at the most basic of human rights and necessities, and they're clearing it. Like, okay, don't worry, we're gonna knock interest off of your student loans.
Yeah, you're not gonna pay. We can't. You don't have to. Pay your bills because of this and that. Like, you see how easy it is? They could have just did that.
In some states, it's like, okay, well, we're gonna freeze paying rent.
Oh, we're not gonna evict you now.
Yeah, we're not gonna evict you during this time. And
Comcast said they're gonna keep the Wi-Fi running and shit.
Yeah,
AT&T said they're gonna suspend their data.
There's creditors who are like, don't worry about your credit card payments. Just give us what you can give us. So like
see how easy it is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and the fucked up thing about it is, I guarantee you, as soon as all this ends, everybody's just going to be like, well, that was nice, but back to reality. Instead of being like, you know what?
This is how life should be.
This is how life really should be. Yeah. It shouldn't be what it was before.
Been.
Yeah.
And God just like, you get it.
Yeah.
See, this is all in God's, this is his, I read somewhere, it was in the Spider-Man 3 book, and they got that from a passage. It said, God is a comedian performing in front of an audience that's too scared to laugh. And this is just his routine right now. This is like, watch what I do. Yeah, I'm gonna have y'all scared, ah, okay. And he's gonna take it away.
It's all part of the plan.
All part of the plan. See, y'all learned your lesson. I'll be back here in a decade or two, maybe a few years, and see if you learned it.
Yeah.
Who knows? This might how whole ass gets kicked out of office. Who knows?
Or it could be the end of the world. You know?
No.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Shit.
It can go from one spectrum to the other. And if that's the case, I'm gonna go out learning how to make beats.
Yes. I would give you a high five.
Air. Don't touch me, just air it. Air the fist.
That's a fucking Power Rangers right now.
What was the fucking what was the Captain Planet the shit they was doing?
Oh,
Earth, wind, water.
Planet. Now my powers combined. I am Captain Planet.
For those who can't see, we literally just put our fists in a fucking triangle and didn't touch either one of them.
Yeah, seriously.
May the force be with you.
The force be with us. Like I said, I'm going to end this by saying, we going to be all right. Trust me on that, people. Anyway, we out. Peace.
The Rona.
Wow.
Yeah.